I went from being broke at 15 years old, sleeping on an air mattress on the floor, to making over $500,000 at 17 years old, being mentioned on the Forbes magazine, traveling the world doing what I love. And all of this came from creating meme coins. Today, I'm going to give you my paid course, which costs over $2,000 for 100% free, no strings attached. Deving meme coins is probably the easiest way to get rich in crypto right now. If you go on, for example, crypto Twitter, and you see people crying every single time saying that they got robbed or they got dumped on or the market's going down. But the thing is, creating coins is always going to be there. Think of it like this. This is you right here. And you have your Solana, right? Or this is a trader. And as you can see, this particular trader is in a casino. Now, why am I showing a casino? Because trading meme coins is a casino. It's gambling. So this trader goes up here. He's all happy, thinking he's going to be the next $1 million trader who buys into Trump and makes a 10 billion X gain. He takes his Solana, puts it in the machine, and poof. And then he's like, what the heck happened? Where is my Solana? And what most people do who trade meme coins is, because it's gambling, they don't know what to stop. So they buy another Solana, put it back in, lose it, and then they do more and more and more and more and more. And then they keep putting it in the machine, aka trading meme coins. And one by one, it's gone, and traders are gone as well. And who actually profits from basically running the casino? The casino manager. Now, this person right here, this is going to be you by the end of this course. You're going to be deploying coins. Your objective is to make sure that people who buy your coin basically will not get destroyed, right? But the primary objective of particularly you, the coin dev slash the casino owner, is to get rich. And as you can see, I've got another little self-portrait here. You know, I'm not fat though, so just, you know, ignore that. But this is going to be you as well. And while these people are crying, they're sobbing that they lost all their Solana, and some might even take it to an extreme level. As you can see, is Timmy right here. You know, he lost all his Solana, and he pulled out a BB gun. But everybody in the casino is basically crying, right? Except this person. No matter what happens, no matter if Trump raises tariffs, or if Trump does this, that, if crypto goes down, up, people are always going to gamble. It's a human instinct. There's a saying that someone once told me, which is very true, and I recommend you remember this, and, you know, all for educational purposes, right? Don't rug coins. It's just educational purposes. I'm just showing you so, you know, you can learn how to avoid this type of stuff. But there's 3 businesses to get rich quick, and that is A, OnlyFans, or that type of stuff. Don't do that. Selling vitamin D powder, wink wink, if you know what I'm talking about. Or essentially running a casino, gambling, preying on basically people's desire to get rich quick. Now, why am I telling you this? Why am I going to give you my entire course for completely free? And I'm not going to bullshit. I'm not going to beat you around the bush. I've been selling this course since about December. Been updating it throughout. And it's at the point where I don't really have time to coach people one-on-one, because I launch coins myself every single week. I'm going to show you a few in a second. But by the end of this training program, you will learn how to become like this guy right here, who will have lots of beautiful women surrounding him, lots of cars, house, rich. You get the point. Now let me close this up. But before we start, if you could like and subscribe, I would highly appreciate it. I'm giving you all this sauce for free. Nobody else is doing it like me. Also, before we get into the actual training program, I just want to show you one quick thing. I have an insider group where we launch coins every single week, and we essentially rug pull them for educational purposes. It's completely free. It won't cost you a single dime. If you don't care, you just want to get to the course, skip to this point right here. And I really think that a few people can benefit from this. I launched this coin, Christ on a Bike, with this insider group, as you can see. And I sent it at about 20-30K-ish market cap. And as you can see, people started buying in. I'm not sure why books isn't showing, but we built up the floor to around 40-50K. And as you can see, it started going and going and going. And I started selling and also buying back a bit. You know, that's how you drive volume and engagement to a coin. And as you can see, this coin was launched at 10:30 p.m. roughly, and then it started just basically going down a crap ton like 2 hours later. And that's because I told everyone in the group to start selling. As you can see, it went to around 260K market cap. Not sure why it's not showing up. It's a 30-second chart, but it did go to 260. And I told the group to start rugging, and boom, one big candle, another big red candle followed. and everybody was out at this point, and it was still around 140, 150k. So I made sure people in the group actually eat well, and then I sold everything I had left. And if you check the P&L, as you can see, it's $8,000 profit. $8,000 in basically 2-3 hours. And this coin was nothing special. We had literally no site. We only had a Twitter community, nothing else. And we launched it on Heaven. And we're doing these launches pretty much every single week. And we have multiple coins just like this. If you go to my previous videos, you'll see I talk about more and more and more, because we do this every single week. And the thing is, this isn't an average alpha group or whatever. It's just basically like a cabal. It's like an FNF, if you guys know what that is, except for launching coins for educational purposes. But everybody in this group, all the members in this group, we all work together. We have weekly meeting calls where we discuss the next project. Everybody introduces themselves. Everybody basically goes for an application process. And we all bag work, we all raid, we shill. We are basically very coordinated with it. And as I said, it's completely free, 100% free. So if you want to apply, link is down in the description. There's just a few simple questions, and I'll get back to you in a few days. But we do have a cap on the group, so we're not taking everybody in. But just to apply, just make sure I have a Telegram so I can actually message you, or my team members can. And as I said, it's completely free. Anyways, let's get on to the course. Welcome to the Memecoin Millionaire Blueprint. I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to create your first successful meme coin. I'm going to show you every single method you can create coins with, such as creating on Pump.Fun, creating on Raydium, showing the types of scams there are for educational purposes, just honeypots, actual rug pulls, educational purposes like I said. But this will be a training program where if you know nothing at all, I will teach you exactly from having zero knowledge to having more knowledge than 99% of people who are creating coins on Pump.Fun. Every single day, there are new coins being launched on Solana by people no smarter than you or me. And these people, the developers who are creating these coins on Pump.Fun and just on Solana in general, are making so much fucking money. I'm sorry that I swore. So much money. It is absolutely insane. How do I know this? I know for myself. I don't want to bore you. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I showing all my achievements, stuff like that, because you already know. I want this program to be action-packed for you. Every single thing. You're going to learn things which have never been taught before. Not on YouTube, not on any paid programs. There is no training program like this one, the Memecoin Millionaire Blueprint. So sit back, take some notes, and if you lock the fuck in this year in 2025, I can guarantee you something will happen. Anyways, as you can see on Dextrainer, these coins are being launched. For example, we have this one, Kekius Terminalius. Now, I'm gonna cover meme coin ideas, stuff like that in the later segments of the actual program, but just as a little short brief, right? If you look at dextrainer.com, that's, you know, the main DEX, the centralized exchange. That's like a viewer thing, not really an exchange. You can't really trade on here, but it's where most people find coins to buy in. Most degenerate traders, because I'm sorry I have to say this, but every person who trades on Pump.Fun, not every, 98% of people who trade on Pump.Fun are absolute degenerates. It is insane. They'll put in 300, 400, 500 into the coin. Just think about it. One person putting in 400. Imagine how much money you would make as a beginner if, let's say, even 20 people put in $400 into your coin. That's $8,000. Imagine you get 100. Imagine you get people buying in bigger amounts, 15 Solana, 20 Solana. You scale to the masses, and that's where the real money comes in. That's where you make the big bucks. Let's move on to the next segment. All right, course objectives and roadmap. What you're going to learn. You need to set yourself a goal in this training program, whether it be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, to launch your first meme coin. If you go through all the modules in the training program, if you actually take action and also do research, independent research outside, and you absolutely know life it, you should be able to launch your first successful meme coin within 2 weeks from knowing nothing. That is, if you know life it, like I did. I had no experience at all. March 4th, I made a plan that I'm going to create a coin, and I gave myself only a week, and I absolutely no life it. Sit up to 6, 7 a.m. in the morning, all-nighters, every single day, just grinding, seeing what coins blow up, why they blow up, going in Telegram groups, Discord groups, discord.gg/alphavault, by the way. We're planning to be the biggest meme coin creation group on Discord there is. We only have a few spots remaining until we go private though, and it's currently free. So the general roadmap you want to set for yourself is, for example, number 1, the general basics. You want to learn the basics, obviously, which I'm going to teach you, right? Like, even if you are pretty deep into creating meme coins, or have experience, go through the basic stuff as well. Go through this stuff as well, because you might learn something you didn't know. Like, humans tend to miss out on the most basic stuff. That's how complex the human brain is. I'm not trying to be little Einstein, whatever, but I'm just saying, you already paid for a program, just go through it. You might learn a thing or two. So, basics. That's what you're gonna learn, number one, from the program. Number two, you're gonna learn patterns. What do I mean by patterns? What I'm talking about is, we go on the dictionary over here. Most of these coins, I'm not saying all of them, but most have a pattern. What do I mean by a pattern? Basically, teams, or basically developers of these coins, either teams or lone people. You can do it by yourself, but they have coin creation patterns. They have essentially a blueprint of what works for them and what doesn't work, right? So they have their own very own blueprint, which I'm going to teach you how to make your very own blueprint as well for creating meme coins. But if you're too lazy to do that, I'll show you my blueprint, which I use to make a load of money from creating meme coins. But pattern, I'm going to show you also a few successful patterns that some other meme coin devs have done. Okay, number three, once we cover the basics and the patterns, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you lifetime creating a coin. Right, obviously I'll name it, like rug coin or something like that, so nobody actually buys it because I don't want to get legal trouble. But I'll show you creating coin, not just creating a normal coin, not just going on Pump.Fun. I'm gonna show you how to create a coin, but now this is the thing you're waiting for. If you go down here, with private tools. What I mean by private tools, I'm talking about, for example, bundlers, the best bundlers. I'm gonna show you multiple options. So if you don't wanna fork out the cash for a bundler, I'm going to show you how to have a proper setup, such as, for example, look at this. Look at this. When I started creating meme coins in March, okay, almost a year now, this is how, obviously a bit later, but this is how I was doing it first, because we didn't have the tools back then. So I'll show you also a way to have a proper dev setup without spending a single penny for another tool. Because like I said, this program is all you need. But I'll still show you private tools. I'll show you fast tools. I'll show you everything. And not only that, because creating a coin, this is going to be on PF, Pump.Fun. But not only that, I'm going to show you how to create a coin on Raydium. In short, the regular Solana blockchain. Because we'll cover how Pump.Fun and how Raydium works, what the differences are in a later segment. But basically, it's just a regular Solana blockchain. Pump.Fun has a pretty unique and game-changing revolutionary system, which allows anybody to launch a coin for $2, right? But okay, show you how to create a coin. Number four, I'll show you how to make it blow the F up, okay? I'll show you examples. I'll show you black hat methods, educational purposes. Like I said, I don't do this illegal, but I'm just saying this is what others have done, and I've reverse engineered how they do it, and I'm only showing you so you can avoid it, okay? Do you understand me? Okay, I'm gonna show you how to make your coin blow the heck up, and not just some simple, oh, you wanna post on Twitter, blah, 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 blah. Basic average video. I'm gonna put my heart and soul into this training program. I'm gonna show you exactly how I done it and how I would do it again, and how I still do to this day, but I don't really create any meme coins anymore. But half a year ago, I'll just say I was going absolutely crazy. Look at this. Exactly a month after I started creating coins, so April 4th, this is how much I had in my Trezor wallet. 1 month, I had no experience at all. In this little tiny device, I had $14,000 from only 1,000 within a month of creating coins. I had no knowledge, no experience, no nothing at all. If you position yourself correctly, this could be you. And honestly, you could make 10 times this right now. Because back in March, back in April, it was still relatively new. We weren't in a bull market as we are right now, because it's a meme coin bull market, bro. That's what we're in right now. So, how to make your coin blow the F up. Black hat methods, normal methods, special methods as well. But going back on point number 3. Also, coin idea. I'm not going to bore you with all this stuff. Just basically, I'll teach you everything that you need to know and more. And more. This is going to be a full comprehensive guide. So let's move on to the next segment. Real quick, this is the last introduction segment in this module. I just want to say, take action now. If you dedicate the next 60 to 90 days, I recommend 90 days. Just dedicate 90 days 3 months. Dedicate. I can't say this enough. Dedicate time. No life it. If you no life it for 90 days straight, and I mean genuinely, you wake up, eat food, study making meme coins, and you keep repeating that over and over and over again, I guarantee you something will happen. I don't know how big that something will be, but I know that something will happen for you. So take action now. Watch all the modules with an open mind. Discord.gg/alpha vault as well if you want to speak to me directly. And also so you can network with other individuals who are just like you. Because believe it or not, with creating a ton of meme coins, most of these are created by teams, by a few people. So let's move on to the launch preparation. Okay, we're finally at the first module of you learning how to become a meme coin millionaire dev, and essentially also how to become a pro in creating meme coins. So first segment of this actual module, ingredients for a successful launch. Now, you can see I've got a few things here. I've got branding, I've got tokenomics, and I've got cult-like community, and my secret sauce under it. I'll explain what this means. So we have branding, right? So we're gonna go from branding to tokenomics and then to this cult-like community. So let's start with branding. You might be thinking these are all the ingredients that you need for a successful launch. Well, yes and no. Let me explain. Branding. What do I mean by branding? By branding, I mean coin idea, for example. That's one of it. Branding. Your actual coin. What is your branding gonna be? What is your narrative gonna be? So on Dextrainer, as you can see, the top trending coins in the last 24 hours, the coins which have went from basically nothing and just shot the hell up, we can see that their branding right now, we can see that the branding is AI. AI, the narrative. What's the narrative? Branding/narrative. That's a better way to put it. The branding is really important. The narrative of your coin. You can have the best coin idea. Like I said, you already know this if you watch my videos. You can have the best coin idea, best tokenomics, best everything, right? Like you can have the next Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know. But if you have trash branding, if your narrative, if the meta doesn't fit, then you're not really gonna get far, right? So branding, right off the bat, we can see AI coins are blowing the freak up, right? So what I would do, and what you should do, take notes of this. Go on your little drawing board and okay, first thing we need for ingredients is coin idea. So we have to come up with a coin idea. So first thing we do is coin idea, and we can see we have AI. So just come up with something. Like obviously, you know, you need a good idea, so think of something. But right away I can see this coin called Buzz, 44 million. This launched 10 hours ago. I'm not sure what this is. It could maybe be some, I don't know if it's legit or whatever, but some AI coin. So agent, there you go. This coin started at around 70k market cap and shot up to over $1 million. And this was launched how many hours ago? 20 hours ago. But okay, AI coins. So what I would do is, for example, you know, you need to kind of be in touch with like memes, like TikTok memes, stuff like that. But already an example I have, just an example coin. You have a Buzz, Hive AI. You want to have Twitter, right? You want to make sure, by the way, follow me on Twitter, Ozum Solana, or some alpha. I'm not really active on there. Planning to be more active this year, but you want to type up Huz, or the coin that you want to imitate, essentially. Or Buzz, sorry, not Huz. $ Buzz. 60k, 45 minutes. So we can see that, yep, it's a legit coin. So instantly, what I just thought of is the TikTok meme called Huz, Buzz, like Huz as in like girls. Let me just show you what I mean. So it's really brain rot, I know, but that's what works. So Huz, as you can see, it's like a meme, like girls, like it's stupid as fuck, but like it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like the dumbest shit, right? Like dumbest shit can send. Trust me, I know. I've created a coin called LiveSys, right? I'm not gonna go in depth on this, but where me and a friend dressed up as transgenders as an experiment, right? It was meant to be a video for my channel, but I kind of realized I'd probably get taken down, get banned, stuff like that. Type up LiveSys on Twitter real quick. You might see, I'm not sure if it's still there actually, videos. All right, here we go. There's a lot more videos. I don't know what happened, if it got destroyed, taken down, but boom. Basically, this was just a test coin. I'm ashamed to do this, but boys, this was like May. This was like, yeah, like May 4th. I was launching coins left and right. how I got the idea for the coin, let me actually show you. Just give me 1 second here so I don't leak any personal information. I came up with this idea, and I'm not gonna lie, I sold later on. I mean, I burned the dev wallet, right? But you know what happened happened, okay? And essentially, okay, we got my screenshots here, and this is okay. So how I came up with the idea for this coin, which went to 150k market cap, not much, but remember, you don't need to go to millions, hundreds of millions. If you pump these out, if you grind these out, essentially set up a system, a blueprint. Like I said, if you have a concrete blueprint, then you will make so much money. It's actually insane. I'm not like these other people who say, like, talk about it. I actually have done it myself. I have proof. But how I came up with the idea for this coin, Live Sys, going back to, you know, branding, was I honestly, it's also just browsing Twitter, memes, looking at what's popular, what, you know, what's sending, what's blah 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 blah, right? New pairs tab, dex screener, Solana, past 24 hours, see what's trending, TikTok memes, brain rot memes, Twitter, what's trending on crypto Twitter. That is what's gonna make you a lot of money. That is what's gonna get you a yacht and a fucking Lambo in Miami, okay? But okay, I was basically just no-lifing. Like I said, I was no-lifing, creating meme coins for a good 4 or 3 months, and I started to like focus on the channel more. I was basically staying up to like 7 a.m. This image right here, I took a screenshot. I was browsing on Dex Trainer. I was just like looking for good coin ideas, and I saw this coin called Live Mom, right? Live Mom absolutely just blew up when parabolic. But here we go, Live Mom. I think this is it. I'm not sure. Yeah, this might be it. And I saw this coin. Yeah, this is it. And I saw this coin absolutely, yeah, as you can see, okay, it's gonna be kind of trashy chart, but absolutely went parabolic, right? And I was like, you know what? This was like the first live meta, because we had the live meta in December, but this was like May. This was like the first live meta, if you understand what I'm saying. So I saw that happened 2nd of May, and I was like, I found the next coin idea. Let's make a quick few $1,000s, because hey, money is money. And I'm not gonna dwell on the project too much, but I ordered props from Amazon, and I created Live Sys. Live with Sys, as you can say, burned the dev wallet, which coin went absolutely parabolic as well. That's also branding. That's also part of the branding. Coin did die down because you can't really sustain coins like this. You can't really sustain live-based coins, right? Like, you can make a quick amount of money from them, essentially, but you can't really sustain it. You can't really get big bucks, right? Unless you like do something absolutely crazy, like, you know. Besides the point, branding. Look at what's trending. So we, you know, let's say Huz, right? Let's actually use the example for the coin. Huz. Let's use that as the example coin we're going to create later on. But okay, branding, coin idea. So in short, narrative based, what's currently trending, TikTok memes, crypto Twitter memes, and, you know, internet trending. So that is how it works. Now, tokenomics. This doesn't really count for Pump.Fun coins, right? If you want to launch a coin the regular way on Raydium, which costs a few $1,000s, not much actually, because I'm going to show you how you can save around $800 launching the normal way, so stay tuned for that. But for Pump.Fun coins, it's not really, Pump.Fun coins all have the same amount of tokenomics, but tokenomics would be mainly like how much supply you're holding, how much you have in multiple wallets. If you do that, I'm not saying you should, but educational purposes only, you get the drift. In general, a good rule of thumb is having 10% total, so 10% supply, total supply, so 100 million coins under your control is generally good. Like, you don't want to have 10% in one wallet, right? In one dev wallet, because I mean, you could do that, but like, people are like, you know, over degenerates, bro. They see, like, you know, they get rugged 50 times a day, you know what I mean? So we're gonna be like, yeah, I don't want to get fucking drained again. But that's your rule of thumb. If you want to do a legit coin, now you should do a legit coin. Do a legit coin, don't rug. Rugging is illegal. If I find out you rugged, then I will report you. Educational purposes only. But nothing, theoretically, all theoretical, is stopping you to, for example, hawk to a girl, sniping up 50%. So sniping up 50% of the supply. Nothing is stopping you from doing this. Obviously, you need the proper tools. You need tools, private tools mainly. You can get away with normal tools, but large scale operations, in my opinion, not even large scale. If you have a blueprint, make a blueprint. Last time I'm going to say this, but make a solid blueprint and you're good. And then theoretically speaking, if you have, you know, 50% of the supply sniped up in other wallets, obviously you can't have it all in one wallet. space it out, multiple wallets. I'll show you because I actually have my own bundler bot, which I worked on with a few other people, but which is, you know, made by me, where you can have multiple wallets. You can have up to 17 different wallets. You can bundle snipe your coin first block. So I'll show you that later on. But that's one way you can do it. Or you can do it, you know, 10%. If you actually launch, like, jokes aside, launch a normal coin, you can make a lot of money. Like, just, you need the marketing, you need the branding, you need the marketing, but you don't need, you know, 100 million coin to make $100,000. You can make 10 500k coins and you're pretty much there already. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's the tokenomics, basically. And tokenomics, like Raydium, we'll get to that when we get to that. Because Pump.Fun, you wouldn't launch on Pump.Fun. You can launch on the regular Solana blockchain, but trust me, just do it on Pump.Fun. It's way easier, way better. But okay. And cult-like community. What do I mean by this? This is very important, right? You might be thinking, what do you mean cult-like community? What I mean by cult-like community is if you have, let's say, a Telegram group or a Discord server, but normally Telegram group, and people start joining in, you update the decks, you know, start marketing, blah, 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 blah. Let's say you do a pre-launch. If you have a dedicated cult-like community where you engage, where you raid, where you hype everyone up, get hype men, basically. I'll tell you what that means a little bit later on. Just know, like, the community is vibrant. It's like thriving, you know, like thriving until they get dumped on. I'm joking. Educational purposes, don't rug. Don't know, like, genuinely don't rug, or I'll come and find you. Okay? Disclaimer. Educational purposes. But if you have a legit coin, right? Cult-like community, you launch your coin and they're instantly gonna buy it up. Or not even that. Let's say you just do a normal launch, you start getting a cult-like community, and you start raiding. You start doing stuff like that. And even when the coin goes down, because the meme coin will go down. Sorry to burst your bubble, but every single meme coin drops in price, and people are gonna be in a Telegram saying, "Oh my gosh, you rugged us." Even if you didn't, you rugged us, you scammed us, blah 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 blah, because we're degenerates. But in short, all meme coins will go down in price. Just remember that. Every single meme coin will crash eventually. You know, other than like the big ones. But like Solana meme coins is just basically gambling. So, collect community. If you can make a solid, good community, you're basically in the clear. That's all I'm gonna say. You can fuck up. You can, you know, do like so many things. But build trust. Build trust. Build a collect community. And marketing. Of course, we also need a good amount of marketing. Let's get on to the next segment. All right, categories of meme coins. What do I mean by categories of meme coins? You got viral coins, utility coins, and charity-based coins. Let me explain to you what all of these are. So viral coins is basically what you see 99% of coins on, you know, Solana, Pump.Fun. And these are all coins which are viral, like, you know, trendy coins, like I was saying previously, last segment, trendy coins. Kekius terminalis, okay? Why is this trendy? Why is this a viral coin? Because Elon Musk, if we do a little shameless plug, go on Alpha. We got its free CT tracker, a free crypto tracker. We got a free Twitter crypto community tracker. You can see Elon Musk change his name to Kekius Maximus and what it means, blah, blah, blah. He changed it back, and now the actual original Kekius Maximus coin, if we type it up, that coin went like 10 million market cap, and then it just went down. Right, because he changed his name back normally. As you can see, if you go on the 1 hour chart, boom, actually $20 million in market cap. The moment he changed his name back to Elon Musk on X, his display name, boom, 3 mil. That is a dip. Not even a dip, bro. I just crashed, bro. 80% crash because of that. So viral coins are very prone to, like, this is just a pretty extreme example, but viral coins are very prone to what's viral, who's promoting it. Elon Musk, you know, this blew up because Elon Musk changed his name to that, and pretty sure they were the first coin or one of the first who created a coin, you know, of Kekius Maximus, you know, his display name he changed. And also Pepe is also a very popular meme coin thing. It's more like 4chan, but meme coins and 4chan, same thing. All degenerates. I'm sorry, I'm just saying the truth. But this is a viral coin. You go on Deck Screener, all of these viral coins, okay, AI coins. I mean, they technically have a utility, but not really. They're still kind of viral coins, honestly. All of these viral coins, right? We know what a viral coin is, but what is a utility coin? A utility coin is something such as Bonk, one of the most used Solana Telegram trading bots. People use BullX and stuff like that now, and Nova. That's a good bot. But this was very popular and still is very popular. A lot of people use it. And they have their own dedicated coin called Bonk, which which started as a normal meme coin. But because it's a utility coin, which is like the main coin of BonkBot, now it's worth $2.6 billion market cap. 2.6 billion. Imagine you got it in even 10 million, how much money you'd have made. Even 100 million, which is high, but not really. For utility coins, not high. There's also a ton of other ones, such as Moonshot. There's a lot, basically trading bots, actual like companies, I guess you can call them, in the crypto Solana ecosystem. Those are utility coins. They're not even really meme coins. I mean, so those are utility coins. Now, charity-based coins. What do I mean by charity-based coins? Well, there's not many charity-based coins, so charity coins are actually starting to pop off just now. Where, as you can see, Father pledges $1 million to cancer research after charity meme coin skyrockets. Charity coins. That's also a good one. I don't have any examples for you, other than, this one right here. But you could do a mix. You could do a viral coin for charity-based coin, where, let's say, 10% of your actual dev supply. So if you have 10% dev supply, that means 1% will be sold and donated to charity, or you'll collect trading fees if you launch on Raydium, or you'll do campaigns, charity campaigns, or you can just do one single coin, or just you do a charity based coin or a utility or a viral, but you can combine, you can mix and match, you know what I mean? So those are the categories of meme coins. Let's move on to the next segment. Understanding memes. What do I mean by understanding memes? What I'm talking about is I have 3 examples here. I have Whiff, I have Chill Guy, and I have Floyd AI. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you every single type of coin, right? Like, you go on Dex Screener, just have an example here, but you go on Dex Screener and you can see most coins are, like I said, the trendy type, right? Like the type of coin which, some news comes out, or let's say Elon Musk tweets something, or somebody popular tweets something out. These are most of the coins for like narrative type coins, right? But types of meme coins, these, in my opinion, are the best types of coins. Well, these two. Because these, if you launch one of these types of coins, it's very low entry. You don't need to have much money to start it, and you can really, really scale it. So first, we have Whiff. Everybody knows Whiff. If you don't know what Whiff is, you go on Dextrainer, just type up $Whiff. It's the most popular, or at least one of the most popular, but the most recognizable Solana meme coin there is. It's one of the first, not one of the first coins, but it's a very old coin. Well, a year and a month. But for meme coins, that is pretty old. And it's at 2 billion. It was higher. It was almost at, it was at 5 billion in March. But this coin Whiff, why is it popular? What's the psychology behind it, right? How they blew up is organically, sort of. They had a massive campaign on Twitter. They essentially, a lot of people back then, and even still to this day, have like images of this dog with like other hats, with like variations, with like glasses, stuff like that. And essentially, people on Twitter, or just, meme coin traders, just people in general, it's like Bored Ape NFTs. They had profile pictures of Whiff. That's just one of the ways that they promoted. But they had profile pictures of Whiff, and people started like recognizing the dog. It's like, because originally this is like a really popular meme dog. Someone turned it into a coin. But look, as you can see, this is what I was talking about. Custom like Whiff image, like profile pictures, and people started getting like subconsciously, like started seeing it on their feed. They're like, yo, what's this coin, and boom, it shut off. That's not the only way that they marketed their coin. They blew up with was like one of the first decent meme coins on the Solana blockchain, right? So you're not gonna really create a Whiff, let's be realistic. But I have 2 other examples here. I have Chill Guy. Pretty much everyone knows Chill Guy is as well. If we go type it up, Chill Guy. It's at 224 million, but it was at over half a billion dollars. Okay, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And why did they blow up? Yes, they had Twitter Shilling marketing as well, and not just like messaging. I mean, not messaging, like posting tweets, stuff like that. They had calls, key opinion leaders, influencers promoting their stuff. But why did they blow up in the first place? Why did they get that initial traction? Because the later traction, as you can see, they blew up randomly like that. They're at 10 million, which is still decent, and then boom, 100 million. This right here, if I can get a brush, this right here happened after they got calls, right? Influencers. But how did they gain the initial traction to over $50 million, basically over 10 million? How they got it is also doing raids on Twitter, but their idea, their narrative, it's a popular meme. If you go type Chill Guy on TikTok, you can see we got, well, let me mute this, hold on. All right, it's like a really popular meme. on TikTok. It was like a very popular trending meme. It's like a chill guy. It's like, it's a chill guy, right? So that's what I was saying earlier. You have to have a very deep brain rot knowledge, right? TikTok meme, because that's where the real money lies. If there's a TikTok meme or a TikTok trend, sorry, popping off, and you're one of the first people who creates a coin based on that trend, you get a nice website, get a nice Twitter, nice Telegram, you're in the gold. Just don't mess up the coin creation process. Have a blueprint. You need a good blueprint. So that's how Chill Guy just absolutely blew up. But what is Floyd AI? Floyd AI, it's this coin right here, which is at 5 million market cap, but it was at almost, over $20 million in market cap. It's absolutely insane. It's a meme. It's of George Floyd, where they, reincarnated him into an android. It's also really, really brain rot, but how they blew up is basically they started making a ton of videos like this.
Really crucial, bringing George
like
Floyd
just
back
dumb brain rot stuff. Like, let me show you more examples. Here we go. The official George Droid YouTube channel, FloydAI.net. Look how many views we're getting because they made like the dumbest brain rot stuff. Look at this. Elon Musk unveils George Droid upgrades
of neck reinforcement technology. This has been years in the making. The fentanyl inhibitor patch is now live for all Propylon technology.
So I'm not going to play all of these, but look how many they have. They didn't upload it just on YouTube, also on TikTok, on Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels is untapped. If you make coins and make funny videos for it on Instagram Reels, bro, you can send your coins so much. It's absolutely crazy. But look at, you need to be outlandish. You need to do what others aren't really willing to do. And because they did just that, just remember, it's a meme coin at the end of the day. I see so many of you guys creating AI coins, right? Like AI, image coins, like just some like Santa coin or whatever, right? Like, bro, these aren't gonna like this. Like, okay, look at this. It's at 44K, okay, but you're not gonna get far with this, bro. And this was what, a month ago. And this was probably one of the coins which got absolutely pumped up. A massive team was behind it so they can keep grinding those coins out. But don't make coins like this. You're wasting your time, especially on Pump.Fun. Look at these AI generated coins like Infinity. Okay, this has what, 9K market cap, but I can guarantee that, yeah, this is bundled. This is bundled as shit, right? Like, nobody buys it. Look at the chart because some trashy AI. People don't buy this stuff. Don't make a coin like this. Never make a coin like this. You're better off just making, if you want to make an actual legit coin, just making something like Rugcoin. Okay, I made it for an example video, but the community takeovered it, which is Rugcoin. They CTO'd it, the coin which I made. It got to like 800K market cap, almost a million market cap, which is kind of funny because it was just an example coin. There we go, which I made for, the video on how to rug for educational purposes. And right now it dumped. But bro, CTOing, we're going to go into CTOs on the next segment. We're going to speak about CTOs a bit later on, because if you know how to effectively do a CTO, that's also really good. But bro, you're better off making some coin like this, just rug coin, getting a website, blah, 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 making a description. You're better off making a coin like this. Just an example, right? Like, I'm not saying make another rug coin, but I'm just, what I'm trying to say. Don't make something like, Cockade a cockroach. Like, bro, this, nobody buys this, bro. It's just garbage, right? People like to buy garbage with some gold on it, like AI updates, bro. Like, who the fuck is gonna buy this, bro? Seriously, bro. What is this? Dev bought like what, $200 worth of the coin? Okay, Dev bought like $200 worth of the coin, and he thinks that he's gonna make money off it. Nobody's gonna buy this. Nobody's gonna buy this, but that's why you have me, because I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna show you. You have a higher chance of getting a coin to send with something like, I have no idea what this is, but like this, RIP Perry. You're better off making a coin like this and some trashy AI, whatever. You know what I mean? Or Golden Monkey, bro. Like, this just annoys me, bro. Like, this guy bought $400 worth, basically, and he's not gonna make anything. He's gonna lose money. So don't make coins like this. Do not make coins like this. So yeah, Floyd AI. Okay, let me mute it. Okay, let me just mute that. Okay, look at the website. Like, bro, this seems like we're gonna go on websites as well, but this seems like a trashy website. But bro, it fits. You know what I mean? It fits for the narrative, bro. There's a funny song playing. Look at this, bro. Like, this fits. If you get a website like this, bro, people will buy because it's funny. It's fun. You're making a meme coin. Remember, nobody wants to buy some Santa coin or something. You know what I mean? Make a coin like this. You have to stand out from other coins. But yeah, that's the understanding meme segment. There's also way more examples, but I gave you the main 3 examples. In reality, you want to be creating coins, right? Such as these 2. Good idea, which has never been done before, or if it has been done before, deviate from it. So make it a little bit differently, stuff like that. But marketing. Both of these, everything is about marketing. So that's understanding memes. Let's move on to the next segment. All right, we're finally onto the idea and strategy module. If we go over here, as you can see, idea and strategy. First step for your idea and strategy is obviously coin ideas / coin idea. Now It's also similar to the previous module, but not exactly. Let me explain why. So for a coin, right, you could go about this in multiple different ways. First of all, you go on deck. This is the best way. Let me actually make it more in depth a bit. So 1K budget, 2 to 5K budget, and 5K plus budget. Now let me explain why this is important. So if you're starting with the $1K budget, $1,000 budget, the best way, in my opinion, to go about this is go on Deck Screener, okay? And Pump.Fun. See what's being created. So let's go on featured, right? What's like really sending right now? So you have the AI, because these are obvious scams, 2,000 replies, 300 replies. And these guys are small scale on Pump.Fun, but they were making so much money because they're making like a few hundred of these coins per day. I'm going to show you how they do it and how you can also have a blueprint like them, but for launching actual successful coins. So 1K budget, that's about 5 Solana, give or take, currently. Go on Deck Screener, go on Solana right here, and go on trending in the past 24 hours. And this also can actually count for both 2K and 5K, but it's a bit harder with 1K. Look at what's been sending, and honestly, most of these coins which are on Dex, which actually go on Raydium, have a legit plan, have legit planning. But with 1K, there's only so much you can do. But here we go, we have Perry. I just covered this on Pump.Fun, I showed you it. But look, right? So some donkey which died in some zoo. Look for, so what I would do right now is, let's say you're from, I don't know, I'm from London. So let's say zoo animals in London, names, boom. Real quick, this is just if you have 1K. This is what I would do if I had $1,000 right now and had to create a coin. Animals at London Zoo, mainly gorillas, hippo, pygmy hippo. Can we find its name? We have to look for our pygmy hippos. The animals at London Zoo. You have to, research, like find their name so you can have a website, etc. Okay, so I don't think they name their zoo animals on this website, but you understand what I'm saying. Find a zoo. It doesn't even have to be near where you live, right? I just give an example. Find one in, I don't know, America, whatever, USA, or anywhere, even Thailand, for example. And I would find an animal which hasn't been tokenized, essentially, and create that. Like most of the time, if you're original, if you were like the first one who creates it, you don't need a website for having 1K. You can straight up just, let's say, copy. Let's say, just an example, right? Because you have to study this. But let's say this line is called Zoom while flying, right? Just an example. You literally just create a coin and the website, okay, this one doesn't have a website, but you literally just make it so the website will be this, the link of the zoo. Same with the Telegram. I mean, in my opinion, you should make a Telegram, stuff like that, Telegram, Twitter, and boom, you create Twitter, create Telegram, and you're Gucci, bro. So that's for 1K, right? What you could do, like really quickly. You can do the same for 2 to 5K budget, but what I recommend you do for 2 to 5K budget, so 1K budget, low entry, but I showed you the zoo type stuff, but with 2 to 5K budget, what you should do is also go on Deck Screener. This actually counts for all budgets, right? You can do, doesn't really matter, but I'm just giving you like realistic examples. AI coins are blowing up. So as I said, Buzz is absolutely blowing up. Like I talked about it previously, because you have 2 to 5K more budget, you can invest in a tick. You can do it still with 1K, but I'm just saying it's a bit easier because you have costs like Dex Screener. If you want to, get your coin to go to Radium, I'll make a coin like Huz. We talked about it earlier. Something like Huz. Why Huz? Because Buzz is popular. It's currently trending on the Solana blockchain, on the crypto Twitter. So Huz AI. Boom. Make a quick website. I'll show you how to make a website. Just a simple Twitter, right? You don't need a massive ass website. I'll show you how to make a website. But boom, Huz. Another example. You have to, brainstorm. So you have to brainstorm ideas. Off of Dex. Off of Dex Screener. Brainstorm ideas off of Dex Screener. Another idea. Chosen one. No idea what this is. Just you have to look through. Like, it'll take a bit of time. Butthole coin. Boom. This is 77 million. They also blow up from TikTok. Butthole coin. Butthole AI. Go check out their website. Boom. Website like this. You can get this custom made. You have to, like, I'm not going to give you examples, but like stuff like vagina coin, right? Like, or that's probably been done before. Fart coin. Yeah, fart coin. Yeah, that's a 1 billion, bro. What am I saying? So, butthole. What about hole? Boom. Nobody made it before. It would fit into the narrative meta because there's not many coins like this. Boom, this is 80 million, bro. This absolutely shut up within a few days. They created the coin a week ago, 8 days ago. Boom. Another idea. I'm not going to go in depth on where I got the name from, but like, you can kind of think and understand where I got the name from. So you have to be creative. You have to be very creative. If you're not creative, then you're not really going to get far. But it's easy to become creative. Just no life ideas. What I recommend you do with 2 to 5K budget, just go sit down, right? Let's say this is you, little drawing, right? You have your desk and you have your PC, right? This is a trash drawing, I know. Let's see, this is the keyboard. I need you to literally just grind decks, grind ideas, study. You need to study nonstop. If you dedicate, like I said, no life it, if this will be you, you could literally have a freaking Lambo, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but like genuinely, study, study. That's all you need to do. What I would do right now, go on your PC and get 15 to 20 good ideas. 15 to 20 good token coin ideas. Write them down in a notepad, right? So let's say this is, these are your ideas. Write them down, analyze them. Look if they've been made before. Think what type of website you can make, what type of branding, what type of marketing, TikTok, Instagram Reels, stuff like that. And that's all you need. It's not rocket science. Literally all you need. You just need dedication. And for 5K budget, basically the same type of thing as 2 to 5K, but you can go like really further with this because this is just coin ideas. With 5K budget, you can do something original, meaning a utility type of coin, because you can also technically do the same with these budgets, but it's really harder to do so. But with 5K budget, in my opinion, still do this. Do these, but you can create your own type of original coin. So let's say, I don't know, let's say some old meme. Angry German kid, right? I know this is just a dumb old meme from 2005, but I don't think this has been created before. And honestly, coins like this, it really depends if it will blow up. But if you have over 5K budget, you can market this perfectly. But you can also create stuff like this with 2 to 5K budget, but it's more risky, but more risk, higher reward. But with 5K plus budget, if you create a coin like this, marketing, you take a bigger risk. It's more how much you're willing to risk. That's a better way to put it. So old memes, never done before, but it has to be good memes. It can't be some trash. I don't know, meme. All right, I'm talking about this meme right here. It's like from 14 years ago. This could maybe send as well. I'm pretty sure this has been done before, but it's like a trashy type of meme. But you can't really do much with it, right? In terms of marketing. But Angry German Kid, this is a very old meme as well. It's just a kid who, look at this, Internet Archives. Let me show you it, right? You need to be creative. Think of old memes. Think of stuff that you found funny yourself, right? Old memes. Look for old memes. If you don't know any old memes, look for old memes. Look for memes from, the start of the internet. Stuff like this. 15 years ago, they used to make so many types of these like YouTube poop videos of this kid. This is like the first original brain rot. This would send. Is there an AGK coin? Angry German Kid. I don't think so. Nope. But boom, Success Kid. This is an also old meme. This is a very old meme. 1.3 million market cap. Pretty sure this was higher. Yup, this was 20 million. AGK coin, Angry German Kid coin. Old memes. You can market it. You can market it very well. You can make, for example, custom videos. You can pay people to have custom videos made for you if you go on Fiverr. And as you can see, I use Fiverr a ton myself. Boom, pay $300 for meme coin website, etc. But boom, video editor, shorts video editor specifically. And if you don't want to go on Fiverr, you can actually get it cheaper, but it's still very cheap on Fiverr. It's very cheap. And look, you can get, like it says $10, $15, but most of the time you can message them and do bulk deals. So you could do like videos, like let's say of the meme saying, like the Angry German Kid meme, for example, when he's, smashing his keyboard or whatever. You could do like POV when I get rugged for the 50th time or whatever, right? Like, maybe not the best idea, but you know what I'm trying to say. With 5K plus budget, you can really go big. You can really, really go big. So that is essentially coin ideas. In my opinion, with 1K budget, you can do low entries type stuff. I mean, you can aim for this type of stuff, but bro, it's like really hard. Trust me, it's really hard. I started with a 2K budget, just under 2K, like 1.7K. Yup, 1.7K. But that's basically 2K. So in my opinion, you can go down this way, this method, but just go down this. 2 to 5K, and if you have the money to spare, but maybe start off with this first. Start with this. Even if you have the 5K budget, start with this if you haven't created coins before. So you dip your toes into the water, basically. And then you can branch out to the 5K plus budget and try making the next $100 million coin, next $50 million coin, etc. But you don't need $1 million market cap coins. You can keep creating 100K market cap coins, 80K market cap coins. It doesn't seem like much, but if you have a blueprint and you keep creating those coins over and over and over and over again, you're going to make so much money. Remember, you don't need to make a coin which is worth over $1 million in market cap to make a crap ton of money. Well, you do, but you know what I'm trying to say. Scaling it. Keep producing, keep producing coins, essentially. Never stop clicking. But yeah, that's the coin ideas and strategy. Let's move on to the next segment. All right. Next, researching websites. I'm not really going to draw on here because it's very simple. But what I mean by researching website ideas, analyze competition. analyze other coins. So go on deck screener. But okay, boom, websites. So we have butthole coin, right? But let me get a few. Let's focus only on AI coins, because let's say you're making an AI type coin, then you shouldn't really make a website off of, you know, something which is a completely different coin, like let's say cat coin, and make that an AI coin, right? Coder GF, coder also, coding type stuff also fits into the AI narrative. But okay, we have these. Let me actually get one more. An AI penis. Boom. Funny. There we go. I was literally gonna say this when I was talking about it. So Vag coin, something like that, or Vag AI. Okay, we don't have a website. You don't need a website, but in my opinion, just make one, bro. It's gonna set your project out. Because most of the time, the coins which don't have a website have key opinion leaders. They have like really insider type stuff going on. All right, but we have 5 coins here. We have Folk AI, Purse AI. We don't have a website, so let's just get that out. Exo AI, Coder GF, and Matrix Pepe. These are all in the same type of narrative. So let's check out this website, folkai.fun. I have no idea what this is, but if we check out their Twitter, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it seems like a kind of scam. Yeah, it's obviously a scam coin because it just went to like 44 million. Okay, not the best idea. Now, butthole coin. Let's use this as an example. So we went on their website previously, and they're at 80 million market cap. Also in the AI narrative. And boom, website this. It's very simple. It's like just showing like the phase 1. So the roadmap of your coin. We're just essentially showing off the roadmap in like an AI type, you know, terminal way. And that's all the website is. It doesn't have to be flashy, whatever. This works. But remember, Twitter and Telegram, these two, Twitter and Telegram. So you can actually, you know, drive your community, so you can lead your community. Pretend you're like a military leader and the community are like your soldiers. You can lead your soldiers and you can get your soldiers to like really send your coin. But if your soldiers see that, you know, you're dumping, you don't really care about the coin, right? They're gonna desert you. They're gonna quit being a soldier, right? That's a good way to put it. Okay, Exo AI, Exodus AI. Go on their website. Okay, I'm not sure. This seems kind of scammy, but like, look at the types of websites. Like, I'm not gonna show you exactly. Okay, this seems kind of scammy, right? But like, okay, you need to do research. Check what type of coin you want to create. Boom, from coding agent, some Matrix Pepe coin, the website. Boom, very simple. If you click it, sends you to a soul scan. Just you have to analyze. Like, I can't analyze for you unless you get a one-to-one call with me. But analyze. Just go on deck screener. Look at the same type of coin that you're launching, same type of narrative. Pick out 5 to 10 good ones, legit ones, not scam ones. Look at their websites, analyze what they have in common, color schemes, images, how the website is made, how the website looks. Like, is it a long form website? Is it a short form website? Does it have a lot of content? Is it just a one text type of website? Stuff like that. So that's researching website ideas. You need to do it yourself, but I told you how to do it. So find 5 to 10 successful coins which are in the same type of narrative that you're creating a coin in, and research. But okay, on to the next segment. All right, how to create a website. This is very simple. I'm going to show you multiple ways how you can create it, a fast way, a longer way for a custom website, and how you can get a website done if you're doing no work at all, a custom one. So first of all, if you want a custom website, Webflow is good. For example, if you want a website like the Coder GF one, right? So let me find it, Coder GF, and we go on the website. If you want something like this, Webflow, you can either create it yourself, which is not that hard, but in my opinion, it does take a bit of time because I created websites myself at first, but then I, you know, started outsourcing it. Just remember, meme coins, it's all a time game. You need to keep creating, keep creating, keep creating. You know what I mean? But Coder GF, something like this, Webflow. But what I recommend you do, and you also get your own custom domain in this, but you need to buy domains. But we can get it from something like Name Silo, $5 or $8 for a .com domain. But .gg domains are like $2. So let's say Huz AI, right? Example coin I want to launch. HuzAI.com, 17 USD. You can also go on Namecheap. Domain doesn't really matter that much unless you're like planning to make a multi-million dollar coin. In that case, just get .net or .com or .org. Even .gg works, but like, you know, like these .icu, .top, it could technically work, but most of the big coins have .com domains /org /net. But TokenX, this lets you create a website in 2 minutes, a really good looking website, in fact. And let me show you how I create a website, right? So you select your wallet. It's like $4 or $5, I'm pretty sure, to create a website. I'm not exactly sure, but let me connect my wallet. And okay, so they provide you with a domain, a good domain actually. Let's say Huz AI. Launch site, you press it, it's loading, and okay, enter token details. So we don't have the token created yet. We're gonna need to input details. So the image, obviously you need to create an image yourself, right? Or like find a good one. But since it's Huz, let's just say the hawk to a girl. It's an example, right? But Huz, it fits, right? So boom, Huz AI. Take her name, Huz. And then description. You think of a good description, but you can add / edit this later. But let me just type something in. So I just copied this, but I changed it up a little bit. Here we go. Your friendly Huz companion. Ooh, so Huz, girl, who also happens to be a world-class hawk tour. Come in for a chat or create full-featured apps. That's good. Telegram and Twitter. You need to have it created already. So for here, I'll just input some random Twitter and a Telegram. So these two right here, right? Just examples. Pretend that these are your details, your websites, and contract address. We don't have one yet. You can update it, right? Or if you already have it created, you can update it later. You can add / edit this later. Same with the Pump.Fun, same with the Dex. But let's just press create. Press create, and boom. We got a very simple. We also have templates. We can have 2 types of templates, right? So obviously this just, I made this in 2 seconds, and it's good. It's a good type of website, right? You can change it up, style, general colors. You can make it red. You can make it pink. Pink would fit because Huz AI, header, logo. You need to style it basically. Content, countdown. You can add the countdown. Launching, I don't know, the 8th. Let's say the 8th of this year. So let's do that. About us, image URL. You can upload an image. So just this, for example, right? You need to like make good images. You need to have content for your website. How to buy, go on PumpFun to buy it, or copy the CA below, buy on a Telegram bot. Boom. And just get the CA down once you've launched. Memes, you can add more memes here. You understand. So you can make this way better. You can make this website way better. I just did it in 2 seconds because it's for the tutorial, it's for the training video. But if you press publish, it's 0.1 Solana, and you get it like that. And you can get like customs, like very custom, sort of. Hit pay now, and it will take 0.1 Solana from you. If you press confirm, 0.1 Solana, boom. Your website is live. View website, and you can edit this. Boom. Huz AI. We have our own dedicated website. Obviously, in the better image, there's better examples. Somebody actually created a coin via my referral link. Let me show you how that looks. Here we go. Someone created a coin called Bud, right? And they didn't add much more customization to this, right? Like the color scheme is the same. But if you spend time, if you color it correctly, like I said, analyze other competition, look at their color schemes, look at images, stuff like that. And this website is perfect. This website is perfect. As you can see, actually, hold on, let me change this real quick. You can see that there's a custom domain. So for example, bud.x.token.site, but our one, huzai.x.token.site. But if you want your own custom website, create it on Webflow, or go on Fiverr, type up memecoin creation website, boom, $100 for custom ones, etc. So that's how you create a website. And also, if you want to do it for even cheaper, shameless plug, discord.gg/alphavault. And if you go onto websites, we have a dedicated channel for this actually. There's web devs on here, and just this guy created a ton of memecoin websites for me previously. Custom ones. And we charge like what, $60, $70, bro. It's not expensive at all. And also another web developer who developed Nova AI. So join Discord as well, and you can go on the website's channel and also get custom stuff. Or you can do it how I said. But yeah, let's move on to the next segment. Alright, Twitter plan. How this is gonna work is the main Twitter plan essentially is 3 things. Branding, so your coin name, your coin image, and how you brand your coin. And then obviously setting up Twitter and email. You're going to create a new dedicated email, and tweets. You want to make a few specific tweets. So if you go on, for example, Dex Screener real quick, we can see that all of these coins have a Twitter. Like I said, you know this. Look how they post it. They post a tweet with $Toby, CA, and Telegram. And they also have images made. So let me show you how to create those images for your coin, and the banner, and the actual Twitter plan. So like I was talking previously, you need a Twitter and a Telegram for your meme coin. So let me show you a good plan to start out with your meme coin. So first of all, in my opinion, create a new Gmail account, which will only be used for your meme coin. So we're creating Huz AI, right? So let's create a new email. All right, the actual email. Make it your coin, and like for example, Huz AI, right? Okay, it's taken. Doesn't really matter what the email is. Just have something good. All right, Huz AI. Next, just create the email. I'm not gonna bore you with this, but get the email created. and then go on twitter.com or x.com, same thing, and it's loading in, and you can sign up with Google. So press that, and as you can see, you can create an account instantly within 2 seconds just from your Gmail. So you don't have to, verify, etc., etc. Just connect your Google Mail, and you're creating a new Twitter account. What's your birthday? You can lie about. This doesn't really matter. Next. And okay, what should we call you? You want to look for a good name. So, for example, at HuzAI, it's unavailable, unfortunately. So you have to think. If it's taken, you can do something like this: HuzAI Sol. Sol as in Solana. Press next, and that will work perfectly. Just press whatever. Next. Next. And once you created Twitter, you'll see something like this. You'll have just a normal Twitter. You want to obviously make an image or find an image for your coin. So I'm just going to use this right here. You'll make a banner as well. I'll show you to make a banner. But now you want to get the bio done. So you can go about this in a few different ways. You can be creative, or you can look at what other pages are doing, right? But what we did previously is we created a site on Token X. We created a site previously, and you want to copy it and paste it in on the website. And for the bio, you can come up with something, but I'm just gonna copy and paste what's on here, and location, Oktua or something. You have to, figure out what you want to put in the bio. And okay, in the banner, let's actually make the banner real quick. And after you create the banner, I'll just make a quick, simple one. I'll show you how to do it. If you have Photoshop, you can use Photoshop, but you can use things like Pixlr, which is free. Pixlr editor, it's just like Photoshop, but it's free. But I'll use Photoshop because I have experience with it. The width, you want it to be 1500, and the height 500. Press continue, and now you can create your banner. So just real quick, let's say we take this. You want to spend time on it, make it good, right? I'm just doing an example one. Press T, get some text in here. Just a quick, simple banner. Place it here. Obviously make it better, like this won't cut it, right? But something like this, add a little stroke onto it. Not the best, like I said, but you need to spend time on it, or you can hire someone to do it for you. Export, save it as whatever you want to. So I'm just gonna do HuzAI banner, save, go back on Twitter, select the banner, save, boom. Remember to edit the Telegram and the Twitter once you have created, the socials. But now the Twitter, you want to have a concrete plan. So what I would do if you're doing a pre-launch type thing, and by pre-launch, like I mean like a hyped launch, you're gonna fair launch on Pump.Fun, but you're gonna say when you're creating it. I recommend making a post. Just use the token image, HuzAI launching, for example, today is January 6th. So launching January, well, I said 8th, but I'll just say 6th, right? January 6th. Post it, and boom, you have a post. Pin it, right? But once you go public on Pump.Fun, you want to also send the tweet on here and pin the tweet with the contract address, the coin address. And okay, that is setting up your Twitter account and branding. Let's move on to the next segment. Okay, setting up your Telegram, basic group settings and auto moderation. Let me show you how you do that. So obviously you want to download Telegram. On Telegram, go right here, and then you have new group and new channel. First, you're going to create a new channel. So HuzAI portal. You want to create a portal channel. Press create, t.me/HuzAI. It's taken, so HuzAI SOL, Solana. Okay, add members, not yet. Skip. Okay, we have HuzAI portal. Now you want to go back and do new group. New group, HuzAI community this time. And create. In my opinion, pin both of these new channels so you'll see what's happening if people are raiding or whatever. So you obviously want to change the image on Telegram. So get your coin image, set photo for the community, and for the portal, you can have custom ones. You could have a custom one for the portal and a custom one for the community chat, but both are fine. And okay, first of all, what you want to do in the community, do this every single time. Let me actually zoom it out a little bit. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. This right here, these three buttons. You want to go on manage group. You have to do this or else your community group will get nuked. Permissions. Go on permissions and turn off change group info and pin messages, and also add members, in my opinion. Now let me explain why. Change group info. That means anybody who joins the community group can change the name, the image. They can add links in the description, etc. So obviously we want to have that turned off. And pin messages, that goes the same. Anybody can join and start pinning messages, start unpinning messages, If you, for example, pinned the CA, someone could unpin it and paste in their own CA. So you want to have that off, and add members as well, because people can invite malicious bots, stuff like that. So have those free things off. You can have slow mode on as well if you'd like to, but it's fine. I don't really do that. But if you have a lot of people that could maybe benefit you, save, and make sure chat history for new members is visible. So it was hidden, so new members won't see more than 100 previous messages. So if you send a message right now, for example, you send the CA in the Telegram and somebody new joins, they will not see it. They will not see the CA because that's what you send the permissions. So have it visible. New members will see messages that were sent before they joined. Press save, and you could also, if you would like to, if you have a utility type coin, you have a thing called topics. If you turn this on, it will essentially be like Discord. I have multiple channels. So as you can see, I created on HuzzAI community, we now have channels essentially. You have general, and we're in HuzzAI. So you want to send a message here. Welcome to HuzzAI launching January 6th. Okay. If you'd like to, you don't need to do this. Most groups have like no topic. They just have this. Just one single chat like this, and it's all good. But if you want to have multiple topics, essentially, press save, and you can add in by creating a new topic. So for example, announcements. You can have an announcements channel, and you can change the color, make it red, so it's, you know, important. Create, let's say, launching soon. CA will be shared here. Now, you want to set permissions for this. So essentially, the announcements channel, like the places where you don't want people to speak other than admins and moderators, you have to go on these three buttons right here and press close topic. That will not let anybody speak in the channel other than you and moderators. But delete the topic close things, people don't see it. As you can see, we now have a lock icon on the announcements. That's also very nice. You can have more channels, you can create more topics. So that's how you create a Telegram group. But what about moderators? Auto moderation. You want to go on a HuzzAI, click this right here, or your Telegram group, and type in Miss Rose _ bot. Exactly like this. So we get the legit one. Press add, and boom. Welcome to Rose. Because there's a lot of fakes, so you want to make sure you select the correct so your group doesn't get nooked. So you want to set up a filter. For example, coin address, website, Twitter, stuff like that. You want to type in /filter space CA, another space, and then you can, for example, paste in your existing contract address, or you can type something like launching January 6th. CA will be shared here and only here. Don't fall for scams. Add in a little emoji, and boom. Now when someone types in CA, boom, Rosebot shows, or it says automatically, the contract address, or it tells the person the contract address. So this will save you a lot of time, your moderator's time, so they don't have to, you know, respond to every single question, because those are the default questions. For example, another one is website. So /filter website space, go and copy your token website link, paste it in, boom. Now when you type in website, you click it, you have the website. And do the same for Twitter. Also, I recommend getting verified. Get verified, but I'm also gonna follow bot this account a little bit later on. I'll show you how you can do it for really, really cheap. And then the next one, /filter Twitter, and paste in this, and there you go. And if you want custom commands, stuff like that, type in /help and click me for help. And boom, you have so many features. You can play around with these. You don't really need these, but you can have anti-flood. So set flood. So for example, /set flood 7. So it will warn them if somebody starts pasting and spamming on your group. And actually, I forgot to say, you have to make it an admin. So go on your Telegram, right click on Rosebot, and press save. So it's an admin, give it all permissions. Also, I recommend you do this if you're making the Telegram. Mute it, or at least mute it when you launch, because you're gonna get so many people spamming, messaging. It's gonna be, you know, waking you up at night. Just right click, mute notifications, mute forever. Same for the portal, and you can, you know, obviously check in on the thing, make sure it's going good and stuff. The moderators will be worried about the notifications. Okay, set flood 7, and boom, anti-flood settings for HuzzAI have been updated to 7. Like I said, you can have multiple different things. Just go through Rosebot, see what you want for your thing, but these are the general things that I set up when I'm creating a coin. And okay, let's move on to the next segment, safeguarding your group, making sure people can't raid your group. You want to go on the portal, subscriber, and add in member. Add in safeguard, just add safeguard, the first one. Add safeguard, make sure it's the official one, because there's a ton of fakes. which could basically ransack your entire group. Press add, make admin, save. So okay, we added in safeguard onto the community and onto the portal. So you want to first set up safeguard, so essentially a verification thing so your group can get raided. Click the button below to set up your portal. So create portal and safeguard fast setup. To begin, click below. So you want to select the community group first, the one you're going to attach it to, and then you want to select the channel where the portal will be created. So Marlicoin portal, press send, and portal setup is almost complete. So you could press create portal now, and if you do press create portal, as you can see, your portal has been created, and you get a normal verification thing. You can, react to it, make it seem better. And once they tap to verify, it will, verify and make sure they're not a bot, human verification, and they'll give you an invite link to your community group. But if you want a custom verification thing, it's very simple to do that as well. Go on safeguard, do the exact same process again. So / set up your portal, select the group, select the channel, and you can add media. So I'm going to add a banner image that I made for the project. Make sure the image is compressed, send it. New portal media has been saved, and you can also change the text. So we're going to just copy the description of our Twitter. You can add socials under here. So for example, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, but you don't have to, right? But you can do that. It's also a good idea. So paste it in, press create portal, and if you delete the old one, and boom, you have our official looking verification. And this makes your project stand out. If your project is custom, if you, do the small things count in this. All right, operational security. This is going to be the intro to what operational security is. Now, you may or not have heard of this term called operational security, or in short, OPSEC. Now, what operational security is, what it boils down to is privacy. It prevents unauthorized individuals viewing / having access to or being able to track you. Educational purposes, obviously. I just love privacy. And what do I mean by able to track you? What I mean by this is, for example, on Dex Screener, all these coins right here, some of them, if you go on SoulScan, for example, this coin right here, you can go to the very first transaction, find out who the developer is. There's actually advanced tools like Arkham Intel, where you can track people very easily. This site shows if people are connected, if wallets are connected. So you want to, obviously, if you love your privacy, right, like educational purposes, you don't want people to, see what you're doing. And just a quick little rundown, we have a quick explanation right here. Operational security is a security and risk management process that prevents sensitive information from getting into the wrong hands. So sensitive information in this case would be where you got funded from. Because let's say you funded your wallet from Coinbase. If somebody, I'm not even saying if you just rug, but let's say somebody bought your coin and they're like, you know what, I hate this developer. They look at where you got funded from and they see that, oh, you got funded from Coinbase. And that opens up a ton of vulnerabilities to your crypto. They know where you funded your crypto from. They know what exchange you got your crypto from. So they can, for example, contact Coinbase pretending to be you. Or even for any, I'm not saying you should do any rug pulling, obviously. But even like law enforcement could, contact Coinbase with a warrant, essentially, where they have to hand over all the personal information for this token address. So that's essentially what operational security is. So we're going to cover a ton of stuff about how you can, how to maintain good operational security. So let's move on to the next segment. Okay, why is OPSEC so important? It's pretty self-explanatory. I covered it in the last segment. You don't really want anybody knowing what you're doing and how you're doing it and etc. And not even with meme coins, just in general, right? Like obviously, there's all educational purposes. Obviously, don't rug. I'm not saying you should use OPSEC for rugging, right? But I'm just saying you should use OPSEC in general, okay? Like I said, remember, this is all educational purposes. All of it. Why is it so important? Of course, it helps organizations protect their most sensitive data and prevent it from getting into the wrong hands. So data such as passwords, stuff like that, in the normal sense. But with OPSEC, it would be, like I said, blockchain, viewing where you got your funds from, and so many other things, such as if someone knows what your dev wallet is and you decide to sell your Solana or any crypto in general, let's say you send it all to Coinbase, they'll see that, hey, this guy sold Solana to Coinbase, and then they contact Coinbase, and then you can have a ton of issues, obviously educational purposes, like I said. So pretty self-explanatory. You need it for pretty much everything, in my opinion. Even if you're not creating coins, just general everyday stuff. I don't think anybody likes, people knowing what they're doing exactly. So that's why it's so important. There's so many other things, but just think of it in whole that all it really is and why it's so important is so you can't be tracked, basically. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, general operational security tips. So these are just 2 general tips that I recommend you do when you launch a meme coin so you can, avoid getting tracked. First one is, of course, don't fund all your wallets to the same wallets slash wallets which got funds, so Solana in this case, from its SEX, its centralized exchange. Example, Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance. Why? Because you can be tracked very easily that way. Like I said, if you fund from either Coinbase, Kraken, or Binance, then people will see that on SolScan, and then they can message Coinbase or, whatever centralized exchange you're using and pretty easily get info about you. For example, if an LE, aka law enforcement, contacts one of these exchanges, which, educational purposes, I'm just saying, you should never rug, obviously. It's all for educational purposes, but I'm just saying, they can give him a warrant and they're going to hand over your data, where you live, your ID, your country, everything, and you're absolutely done. And another one is keeping your main PC and worktop separate. Now, what do I mean about this? Basically, if you've ever heard of the expression, don't poop where you sleep, that's what it is basically. You don't want to connect your main PC with the worktop. Now, what do I mean by worktop? I mean, you should create a dedicated, separate environment for creating meme coins, just so it's easy for you to, manage everything, and so you don't connect your main PC with meme coins, with meme coin creation, essentially. And this is for a ton of reasons. Obviously, is to avoid any slip ups. For example, logging in somewhere and it autofills your email, your personal email, or even, let's say, Google, YouTube, they collect a ton of data about you. And if you create meme coins on your, main desktop, main PC, then, I'm not saying it can happen, but you should, take precaution, a good amount of precaution in this space if you want to create meme coins. And not just for, rugging, because like I said, rugging is illegal, educational purposes, but even just so you have privacy, so you maintain privacy. Those are 2 general operational security tips. Let's actually go to the next segment where I explain what a VPN versus a proxy chain is and which one would be best for this. Okay, VPN versus proxy chain. Now, what is a VPN? If you haven't heard of a VPN, it's a virtual private network which hides your IP, but not exactly. Let me go a bit deeper into this. So, a VPN is a virtual private network. And I have 2 examples here. I have PIA, Private Internet Access, and NordVPN. Now, VPNs are drag and play. You can pay via crypto for most of these VPNs with privacy coins such as XMR, so Monero. And these don't require any setup except turning it on and off. So it's very drag and play. You just go on a site like Private Internet Access, purchase the monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. It's like $40 per 6 months, and it hides your IP. So this is a good option, but let me explain why not exactly. Let me actually just tell you about proxies. Now, I have a little image here of how the internet receives your data. So, just going on YouTube, creating coins, etc. Anything to do with the internet. So this is binary. It's a set of specific instructions. And as you can see, it goes from your PC to the proxy. Currently, right now, what you're doing probably is your PC goes straight to the internet. Okay. So with a proxy, it goes through 3 separate servers, as you can see. 1 server, 2 server, 3 server. So proxy chain, what it does essentially is, let's say your set of instructions go to this server first. So that server will send the exact same set of transactions to this second one. And all 3 have a different IP. IP is the internet protocol address. And what it does goes. So let's say your PC has an IP of 1, 2, 3. And let's say this server right here has an IP of 1, 2, 4. IPs don't look that way. It's like, a bunch of numbers, but just as an example, then the second one is 1, 2, 5 and 1, 2, 6. Okay, so your computer, your PC, your worktop, which has IP of 1, 2, 3, sends instructions to the first proxy, the 124 proxy. Then the 124 proxy receives that data, and instead of sending it directly to the internet, it sends the exact same instructions to the 125 proxy. So it channels from the 123 proxy to the 124 proxy to the 125 proxy, and then once the 125 proxy gets the data, it sends it to the 126. And you can have this process as many times as you want, essentially. And it's very good. It's very hard to track. And once the 126 gets the data, or you can have, like I said, 10, 20 proxy chains if you want, It can be slower, but if you pay a few hundred, you can get really good proxies. Sox 5, residential ones. These are good as well, since they don't do any CAPTCHA. It doesn't seem like a bot. If you ever use the VPN, sometimes you have to verify with CAPTCHA. But if you have good residential proxies, then that won't happen. But then finally, once the 126 proxy gets the data from all these servers, so it goes through 3 levels of encryption, basically. Not exactly, but just as a simple way to explain it. And then it sends it to the internet, and the internet sees that, hey, the 126 proxy sent it. And let's say somebody wants to find out your IP. Let's say it grabs your IP. They're like, oh, the 126 proxy did whatever, you did. Obviously, educational purposes. And let's say a law enforcement, and not even law enforcement, if you're in a country where, let's say you're not allowed to have certain applications, you're not allowed to have, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. A decent amount of countries have that. But the government could see that, hey, you're trying to access sites via your 123. But if you send it from the 126 proxy, they'll see, oh, it's the 126 proxy. He's in a different country. Or let's say if you take it a step further and we're like, okay, we know it's a proxy. They get the proxy information, where it's located, and they contact the proxy company like, hey, who bought this? We have a warrant. Who bought this proxy? Who owns this proxy? Where did the connection come from? And if you had a VPN, how it works, as you can see, just tunnels through a tunnel basically, then the proxy would say, oh, I got it from 123. But no, this 126 proxy got it from 125. And then they can contact the 125 proxy, and that will take them a while because, they have to get warrants, they have to get court orders, they have to just get a ton of evidence basically. And they contact the 125 proxy. Oh, okay, we finally got this guy. Who owns the 126 proxy? Where did the original request come from? And we say, oh, I got it from 124. And then you can do it so on and so on and so on and so on. So we don't essentially find out where you're located. And the best places to get proxies are like China, countries which are not in the Five Eyes Agreement. If you don't know what the Five Eyes Agreement is, you need to search up on this because this is very important. It's essentially just an intelligence agency. These 5 countries all share their data, all share what you're doing. And even if I'm not saying you should use this stuff for doing illegal stuff, for rugging. You shouldn't do that. I don't condone rugging, genuinely. But if you want privacy, privacy is a human right. And these countries, what they do is they take it away from you, essentially, unless you know what you're doing. There's also something called the 14 Eyes Agreement, the 14 Eyes countries, actually, my bad, National Security Agency. That's essentially how proxy chaining works. And how VPNs work is you see this image, there's 3 different servers. Your, let's say, PC, which is, let's say, the same exact IP. So 123, it sends these set of instructions through a tunnel, essentially, which is also a server, but only one server. And it sends it directly to the internet, but the server has an IP of 124. And now your request, your original set of instructions, goes through the tunnel, and instead of it showing as that it came from 123 IP, it came from the VPN. But there's a few cons with the VPN. First of all, slow. There are fast VPNs, but with VPNs, you're essentially sharing servers with a bunch of people. Unlike proxy chains, unless obviously you can also get shared proxies, but most of the time you want to get your own proxies, private proxies essentially, but slow. Another one would be easy to track. I know my handwriting is terrible. I'm doing this on my mouse. So let's say somebody sees that, oh, you posted this image on the 124 IP. They do an IP lookup on it, which is very easy, and we see, oh, registered in, let's say, Sweden, and it says it's from NordVPN. Then they contact NordVPN and say, oh, we have a warrant. We want all the information you have on the guy who sent the request at this exact time with this exact IP and this exact site. And they hand it all over and you're screwed. But essentially, if you're not doing anything like, if you want to hide too much, a VPN should be fine. But if you're wanting to, have a good amount of more privacy, proxy chains are the better way. But with proxies, it requires a good amount of setup and technical knowledge. However, your activities are more obfuscated/hidden. And you have 2 sites right here. Proxy Cheap is good, and also web share proxies right here. So it really depends how you want to do this, how you want to play it out. So the next segment, I'll show you how to set up a VPN. It's very, very simple. Watch a bunch of tutorial videos. Learn more about this. You don't need to be some mega hacker or whatever. It's very simple to learn this stuff. It just takes time. It takes time. Obviously, you can launch coins and do stuff like that without any of this. But if you do want, like I said, privacy, then watch videos, get informed. One slip up and you're done. But there's also a thing called threat level. Like I said, do you know someone's tracking you? If so, use the proxy chain. if you want to hide the fact that you're just viewing some sites, let's say some freaky sites, educational purposes, when a VPN is fine. That's all I'm saying. So let's move on to the next segment. Okay, setting up a VPN. Now this is very, very simple. I showed you two different VPN providers, Private Internet Access and NordVPN. Now, both of these are good, but the thing is, you should research what type of VPN you want exactly. So not to waste your time, I'm just going to show you how you get Private Internet Access VPN, right? You go on the site, you press get, and you can buy 1 year plan for 37 euros, which is about $40-ish, like I said. And you can pay with credit card, PayPal, or cryptocurrencies. Press BitPay, you just sign up and do everything. I'm not going to show you exactly how to set it up because it's literally just drag and drop. I'd be wasting your time if you followed me. But just buy it, and then you have this VPN, and you can set it up, etc. It's very, very simple. They literally guide you through it. So I'm sorry if this, segment is kind of short, because I can't really show you this because it's just that simple. So once you buy it, you can connect to a ton of different countries such as Belgium, pretty much every single country which has an internet connection. Not all, but most. And once you have the VPN, you're going to be good to go. But like I said, if you want to do a proxy, then it takes a bit more setup. So just watch videos about it because it would take me like an hour to show you guys or more. So if you are curious on how to set up a proxy chain, go on YouTube and type it up. Network Chuck has good videos about it. But okay, that's how you set up a VPN. It's very, very simple. All right, setting up a VM. Now, if I made a video on this, it would take like an hour or more and probably give a pretty trash explanation on how to do this. So I linked a video in the description of this segment for this YouTube video right here. And it's just 9 minutes long, and it shows you real quick how to set up a virtual machine. And the reason you should have a virtual machine comes back to the first segment. Keep your main PC in a worktop separate, so you don't link your main PC with activities that you want to hide, or just so you can't get tracked, basically. That's how you set up a VM. You can also get a VPS, virtual private server. I might cover this in the future. It's like a computer, but it's located on the other side of the earth, or it can be near you. But yeah, that's setting up a VM. Let's move on to the next module. All right, getting Untraceable Solana. Anybody can actually track your Solana dev wallet. Let me show you. For example, we have this coin called Kanye West. We go on SoulScan, copy the token address. For example, if you go on Photon and paste in the token address, you sort by age. This shows us the dev wallet right here. And it shows that he bought it with 30 Solana. So if you click it, boom, you're on SoulScan. And you can dive deep into this. You can look at, where he's transferring funds, where his funds originate from. And websites such as Arkham Intel, you can track the wallets very, very easily if someone is experienced. And even if you're not experienced, it's very simple to start tracking other wallets. So you need to essentially fund your wallets in a way where they can establish a connection from where you funded the wallet from. So quick little rundown of how you're going to do this. Use a DEX, a decentralized exchange, such as ChangeNow.io or Atomic Wallet, Atomic Swap. And there's a few other ones as well to convert your Solana to XMR, Monero. Now, why are we going to convert our Solana to Monero? Because Monero is a privacy coin. It is untrackable, untraceable. So what you're going to do is you're going to go on ChangeNow.io, and let's say you want to have 10 hidden funds, 10 hidden Solana, essentially. And you change it to XMR. They take about 1% every single time you do it-ish. There's also better ones to do this, and there's also, peer-to-peer if you don't want to lose too much of your funds. So 10 Solana right here, and you press explore, and you need to have a Monero wallet. A good wallet manager for Monero is called Feather. Make sure you're on the official site, featherwallet.org, and you're going to download this on the virtual machine, and then you're going to get your wallet address. Don't install crypto-related stuff or wallets, in my opinion, on your main PC. Like, keep wallets separate, essentially. Also, Exodus works as well, but Exodus is more for all types of crypto, essentially. But if you want to take it a step further, something like Feather Wallet, which is specifically designed for Monero, would be best. But I'm just going to use Exodus as the example. So wait for it to download. Just give it a minute. All right. And now you have Exodus. So open the exe. Make sure it's a legit site, exodus.com, so you don't get, scammed. And you want to open up Exodus and boom, press OK. And you want to go on wallet and look for XMR/Monero. You can add more, type in Monero. Also, warning, due to Monero's unique privacy characteristics, enabling this asset requires significant computational power. So you need to have a decent PC, but this is fine as long as you don't have like a potato PC. It won't explode. So get it, receive, copy the wallet address. The way Monero works is It's very hard to explain it. You can do some research on it, but it's a very privacy oriented coin. So, okay, paste in the XMR wallet address, confirm. I'm not gonna, transfer and send it, but you send 10 Solana to this wallet address right here, and then give it a few minutes, and it will send to your XMR wallet address. That's essentially how you make it so your Solana is untraceable. Now, if you want to make it more untraceable, let's say you want to convert it back, you do the same thing. You want to change now.io, you might lose like 2 to 3%, max 4 or 5, but you will have untraceable funds. Just do the same thing, convert XMR to Solana, and let's say you want to get 10 Solana, you send it 9.02 XMR. So yeah, so that's how you get untraceable funds. Like I said, it's very important that you do this. Well, depends on what you're doing. If you're launching a legit coin, but even if you are launching a legit coin, making sure your funds aren't traceable matters a good amount in my opinion. Also, if you fund from a DEX, a centralized exchange, bots and people will look back where you got the funds from and they're like, oh, you got the funds from this wallet with 1,000 Solana. And that helps out your project. Believe it or not, that helps out your project. I know it does because sniper bots like Sharp AIO, Peppermint's a good one. They have features like that where the funding wallet of the dev wallet needs to have a minimum of 10 Solana or 100 Solana. And also on the dev wallet, don't spend all your Solana on the dev supplies. Let's say you want to buy 1 Solana worth of dev supply, and make sure you send at least 1.5 or even 2 or 3 Solana to the dev wallet so it shows that you still have funds. So yeah, that's how you get untraceable Solana in short. But change up the dexes. Use change.io. Use Atomic. Atomic wallet is good. You want to mix and match essentially. Next, we have marketing for your launch. So I'm going to show you how to decide your marketing budget and all that good stuff for marketing because it is one of the most important steps there is. If you don't get eyes on your coin, then nobody's going to buy it. You can have the next Dogecoin, next Bitcoin. Like I said, nobody will buy it if you don't market it. So let's go on to the next module. All right, marketing plan. This is the most important thing when you're creating a coin. And I mean it. Like I said, you can create the best coin, the next Bitcoin, the next Shiba Inu coin. If your marketing is trash, nobody will buy it. Now, in marketing, there's multiple ways to market, such as Telegram calls, paying for soul trending, getting influencers to promote your coin, doing raids, and many others. Now, this all depends on your budget. So, I'm going to help you decide your budget for marketing. Now, your marketing budget, this right here, budget, it all depends on how you want to go about doing this. Do you want to have a campaign on TikTok, such as creating, funny Floyd AI videos, stuff like that? What is your goal in this? What do you want to achieve? Do you want to just make a quick coin, make a quick few bucks off of it for educational purposes? If you want to do that, you don't need that much marketing. Depending on how you want to position your coin. If you want your coin to be the next 100 million coin, there's a lot of stuff involved. If you want to just get it to what, 100K, 200K, you don't really need much. So deciding budget. Obviously, first of all, it depends on how much budget you have. Obviously, let's say the budget for marketing would be $5,000. If you only have $3,000 for the entire launch, then you're not going to market it for $5,000. So deciding your budget is very, very simple. There are multiple different types of ways. It's very simple. What I like to do, let's say we're starting off with $3,000, right? So 3K, 3,000 for our entire initial launch, our coin. So we have 3K. Let's say you want to buy 20% of the coin on multiple wallets, stuff like that. That would cost you about 6 to 7 Solana, which currently 7 times 2 equals 1,400, right? 1,400. So that's already subtracting that from this, okay? And remember, you have additional costs, such as, let's say if you have a bundler bot, which I own and operate, which I'm going to show you later on, which is a very fast bundler bot. We have a ton of features. That bot costs 0.8 Solana, which is one of the cheapest ones out there. So 0.8 Solana is about $170 currently. And you don't need the bundler, or you can get a different bundler, obviously. This is just the one that I use and the one which is mine, which I, manage. I'm a partial owner of. But the other ones are more expensive and stuff like that. So obviously you don't have to use Bundlebee. But if you want to use Bundlebee, we currently have a 30% off discount only for the first few people. So Bundlebee, it's in the course, it's up there somewhere. You'll find it on the website. But okay, you already have 1,570 costs, right? For the actual launching process. So launching equals 1,570, right? That's how much you're spending to launch, 1,570. So that's already over half of your budget. Now, you're going to have to pay no matter what you do, unless you launch on Pump.Fun and just don't want to send it past Raydium. You need to pay for DEX screener token info, which is another $300, right? So then you have this, and then the other costs are really depending on your situation. So On your Telegram group, do you have moderators? Yes or no? How much do you pay them? Are you moderating by yourself? Are you moderating it with your friends, etc.? This depends, right? Moderator fees, stuff like that. Website costs. Here we go. Website costs. You can get a pretty good website, domain, everything. Like I said, 0.1 Solana for token X, but you want a custom one. So website, $20, or custom one, which will be about $100 or more. So you see how it adds up, but it's very easy to get back these funds. It's very easy. And honestly, the launching fees, this right here, you're gonna get it back, because because you buy it at the floor on Pump.Fun, you buy in at the floor, so you're no matter what gonna get your money back, even if nobody buys it. Maybe lose 5% because of additional fees, stuff like that, but you're not gonna lose your money unless you get like drained or something. So okay, these are your main free costs that you will have for launching a coin. Now, marketing. Let me show you the multiple different ways of marketing. Now, in my opinion, for budgeting, deciding a budget for your coin really depends. After all of these costs, we have just over $1,000 to market our coin, give or take 1,000, and you can really scale this. So in my opinion, it entirely depends. Do you want to launch on PF? Do you just want to have your coin to be on Pump.Fun and not go any higher, make a quick, bag for educational purposes only? Don't rug, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, okay? If so, then really only the launching costs and website costs will count. But people check if DEX is prepaid. They go on a site like check dex.xyz, they paste into CA, and they check if it's prepaid. As you can see, it also shows you prepaid coins which have prepaid DEX screeners. So it really depends, because DEX screener is also marketing, right? In general, I'd recommend marketing your coin. No matter what, I recommend marketing your coin. You can market, I'd say the minimum to get like really, really good results, to actually start getting, people buying in your coin, would be at least 500. And I'll explain this why later. But over a K is really good for marketing. But $500 should get you a bit of traction. You also have TikTok, stuff like that. So that's deciding a budget. You have to think what you want to do, right? So watch the next segments on this module. Look at the types of marketing that I'm showing you. Decide what you want to do. And then you'll, do the math yourself. And you'll calculate it yourself, basically. It's just a blueprint. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Okay, best places to market your meme coin. Let me show you the best ways to market your meme coin, in fact. First of all, you have Twitter, paying influencers. So let me show you what I mean by paying influencers. If you go on my actual Twitter page, right, and go on people I'm following a bunch of key opinion leaders, people who are essentially influencers in the meme coin space, calls, that's what they call them. Just follow these guys, right? Like, not all of them, right? But just like go through them, pick out a few, right? Get a good amount, and just look at, you'd message them saying, for example, here, I'll message this guy, hey, how much for a paid promo? For a paid 24-hour promo? Just message these guys, essentially. That's what I'm saying. You message, for example, this guy. You message him, hey, how much for a paid 24-hour tweet promo? Just keep messaging all of these guys. Obviously, I'm not going to, message every single one. But message calls. Message, if you don't know where to find them, where to find good people, then browse crypto Twitter. Browse this site. If you just follow a bunch of people, just follow everybody who I'm following, basically. And then you'll go on following, you'll see feeds from them. And then you'll see, hey, how much, let's say they promote a coin. You'll see, okay, they promoted this coin. How much did the coin go up in value? How much, did the devs make? Use Twitter. Twitter is, in my opinion, one of the best ways, right? Because there's no concrete best way. Depends all on your meme coin. Depends on the style that you're doing it. Depends on your blueprint. Okay, Twitter is one. Another one is obviously TikTok. We discussed this. TikTok and Instagram Reels. When I say TikTok, just, imagine I'm saying TikTok and IG Reels, because it's basically the same thing. So, like Floyd AI. I can't find a very legit page because, they got banned. But on Instagram Reels as well. I showed you this on YouTube. A good example is, let me show you on my phone. But on Dex Screener, if you type Anne Clank, right? Like, bro, it's like the dumbest stuff. But, like, Anne Clank, right? This went very high. Now it's, like, very low because the devs sold. Made a good amount of money off that. But if you go on the daily chart and go on market cap, it went to 500K from just doing stupid, like, their only marketing was Dex Screener, right? And like, doing something on Twitter, like, just tweeting stuff. But that's not really marketing. Look, they had videos. Let me actually show you a bit more like this. Hold on. Just stuff like this. Hold on. Let me make it focus. Like dumb Anne Clank, like, as Anne Frank type stuff. It's like, and look, this got 2,000 likes. 2,000 likes from something like this. Right? It goes on, right? So that's another example. Doing TikTok, Instagram Reels. That's the best way And now you might be thinking, okay, how do we get TikTok videos out? Very simple. Like I said, create them yourself, watch a tutorial on YouTube on how to edit, or go on Fiverr, type in video editor. So video editor, specifically shorts or IG reels. And look, it's very cheap. It's very, very cheap. Next one is going on Telegram. Finding Telegram groups. For example, this one, Fiends Crypto Cooks, right? I actually have a list, right? Inquiries, DM. Go on this guy, message him saying, yo, I want to promote my coin on your Telegram. How much? This guy gets over 2,000 views per post, like 2,200. Think what you can do with 2,000 people, right? Let's say obviously 2,000 aren't going to buy in, but if you have only 50 or 60 even who are going to all put in 1 Solana or 2 Solana, you're going to make so much money. And most people don't put in only a Solana. They put in a few Solana. So 3 Solana, 3 times 50, 150 Solana. That's $30,000. $30,000. So yeah, I actually have a list on my own personal Telegram, Zoom Alpha right here, t.me/Zoom Alpha, for an actual list of the best, in my opinion, call channels to, you know, promote your coin. I gave a few right here. So if you want this list, join t.me/Zoom Alpha, completely free. Join it and you have access to all of these channels, which I have actually used previously, or at least some people have used them previously. These are the ones which give you the biggest results. As you can see, Mad Abe's Gamble. Someone promoted Department of Trump Efficiency coin, and it got posted 3 minutes ago, already has 200 views. So when you have inquiries, just click them and DM them. That's all you have to do. That's Telegram, but you also have Twitter. Posting, but also posting stuff on Twitter. Posting the same types of IG Reels, same types of TikTok. That's also a very good way. Another way is also Telegram, but Soul Trending. This is a very, very popular channel where you can pay 4 Solana, for example, for 24 hours or 72 hours. I'm not exactly sure. Don't remember because I haven't used it in a while. But I do know that people have success with this. And every single time that someone buys your coin, it'll bump it on here. And there's a leaderboard, right? There's a leaderboard which shows the most trending coins, as you can see right here. So the possibilities are endless, but these are the best ways to market your coin. This is like pretty untapped knowledge. But in my opinion, the best way, the most entry-level way, and the way which is like really gambling, but you don't really gamble much money, is doing TikTok and IG Reels. But also try looking for a team. Try looking for a team of people to help you out with this. But okay, these are the best places for marketing meme coins. Let's move on to the next segment. Let me show you 2 other paid trending groups which will also give you really good results and are not as expensive. The first one is Solana Early Trending. It has 65,000 people in the group, and each message gets about 700 views. Now, if we scroll up, we can see there's a lot of people getting this as well. And it's a bit different than Soul Trending, since they have like an image, they have a website, etc. It's not like Soul Trending where it shows just, you know, only the token name, because Soul Trending is part of the Deluge ecosystem, essentially like the main bots, the main Telegram bots for creating meme coins, for, you know, creating a meme coin community. So that's the reason why it's a bit different. But with this, you really just click. And even if you type up trending groups, because I'm showing you a few, but if you type trending Solana, if you want to find other trending groups as well by yourself, you might find a better, cheaper group. We'll analyze these groups later on as well. But type in trending Solana and just click on some channels and just click the title of the group and boom, buy Solana trending, add buy Solana trending. In contact, you can contact the dude maybe for custom deals, so you get it cheaper. You can say, hey, I want to order 4 at least, 4 trending spots for 3 hours at, for example, 4 days in a row, but for only 3 hours, but at 5 p.m. exactly. He'd give you a bulk deal because you're buying way more off of him. So you have to use your brain for this, right? You have to be very creative. But at buy Solana trending, your token is guaranteed between 7,000 to 56,000 views from active traders via new entry signal, leaderboard posts, and 0 to 30x posts. As you can see, there's a coin which got to 800 million, and they promoted on this specific group. So add by Solana trending, start trending, and this is actually Soul Scanner, which is a very good wallet tracking tool. Right, so copy your contract address, you know the drill, paste it in, send your Telegram link, do the same thing, get the portal, send a Telegram link, paste it in, and sold out. Top 12 is sold out. It's sold out non-stop. Learn more. So as you can see, it's currently completely sold out, like actual spots on the Telegram group. But if you wait a bit later, you could very easily get a spot. So you just have to check back in on this a good amount. But another one, Solana Trending Pump Live, right? T.me/Solana Trending Pump. And these coins get like 400 viewers as well. If you go on contract, so it's powered by Pump Bot at Pump Bot. But trending, Pump Bot. You press start. Okay, this one doesn't work. But you understand what I'm trying to say. Type in Solana Trending groups, Solana Trending, and you can find a good amount of these and do your research. But let's move on to the next segment to actually analyze these groups and see how to reverse engineer them. Okay, reverse engineering call groups. Now, how do you reverse engineer a call group? I'm going to show you exactly. So, first of all, you want to find a few call groups. You want to check out how many times they call a coin. So, this one, Whalers Calls, from what I can tell, they're making some pretty good calls, but this can be fake. And this one, they're selling a VIP chat. It's probably not a good idea. So, let's find a different one. This one right here. What is this? He called this coin called Frog at $2 million market cap. If you go down, you can see it went 2x, and then ultimately it went to $10 million market cap, even higher, went to 15 million. So you want to analyze these coins and not just from their wins. So this is a bigger alpha group, but you want to go on a ton of these groups and just see when they call a coin, does it get volume instantly? Check the exact time, the exact millisecond that they posted the call. Does it get instant buys? Does the volume increase dramatically? All of this matters if you want to promote your coin. I want you to find 50 call groups. Yes, 50 call groups and analyze them, right? So don't watch the next video yet. First, you're going to find 50 call groups which have over 1,000 members, maybe a few smaller ones, but find 50 call groups, analyze them. And I'm not talking about just their wins. I'm talking about every single coin that they promoted. Check the exact time frame that they posted it. Check the volume increase. Is this Telegram call group very profitable for people? Do they give really good calls? But once you find a group, you can easily just DM them, the owner, pay them like a few hundred, maybe a few thousand, depends on the group. It can go into the tens of thousands, by the way, but you need to research it yourself, okay? You need to research it. So yeah, that's how you analyze and reverse engineer Telegram call groups. Do what I told you, and you will find good call groups. You want to message them up as well, ask for prices, compare prices, make a spreadsheet, your own private spreadsheet. And yeah, so let's move on to the next segment. But first, do what I told you. How do you process DEX screener socials and prepaid DEX? So let's say you create a coin on Pump.Fun. Go on newly created. Let's say that you created this coin right here, WWW. I have no idea what this is, but let's just say for educational purposes that you created this coin. And you want to prepaid DEX because people can use checkdex.xyz to check if you prepaid the DEX. And if you don't know what DEX is, it's what we're using. But in terms of prepaying DEX, what that really means is essentially buying this token banner thing with the socials under the banner. And if you buy this, which I recommend you should do, it makes your token way more credible. It makes your meme coin way more sort of trustworthy because you shilled out $300 for the token info. So I'm going to show you how you prepay it, because normally you buy DEX once your coin goes from Pump.Fun to Raydium, essentially. So how you prepay DEX is you want to go on any coin, newest coin, for example, and you have an update token info page right here. Click it, and you need an account to actually sign in. So let me just do that real quick. Okay, we're signed in, and enhanced token info, and you also have token advertising and trending bar advertising. But most of the time, you only need this. Token advertising can help, but I recommend honestly just using the enhanced token info. So learn more, and it says that it's discounted from $4.99 to $2.99. But it always says that it's always going to be $2.99. At least I think so. Maybe they'll increase it in the future, but probably not. And it's what I said. You update your token info. So order now, and you want to select the chain. So obviously Solana, but if you're creating a coin on a different chain, you select that chain. You want to copy the contract address of the PumpFun. Go back, token address, paste it in. Enhanced token info can be purchased for this token. And you just want to make some description. So blah, 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 blah. Just pretend this is your description. Obviously, add website. So you need a website, obviously created. We covered it previously. Telegram and Twitter. I'm just using the same PumpFun. And okay, it's not a valid Twitter URL, but you get what I'm trying to say. Just put in your Telegram, your Twitter, and additional links you can add, and also image. And for images, you want to upload the icon and the banners, the header. And the icon is like the main picture. So it would be this right here. And Discord username or Telegram user if you want them to contact you in case they have any questions. Once you press order now, it will ask you to pay $300. You can pay with card or crypto. And crypto, if you pay with crypto, it's very nice. It's fully anonymous. So that's how you update your token info. Obviously, take time on it. I just spammed a bunch of letters because this is just some random coin. I don't even know what this is. And For example, if we copy the contract address, go on checkdex.xyz, check if it's paid, it's checking, and it is not paid. But for example, it shows us that these ones are paid right here, and it makes your coins stand out. So I recommend paying for DEX, like I said, and let's move on to the next segment. Okay, using crypto influencers to promote your coin. Now, there's a few type of influencers. You have YouTubers, people on Twitter, and Telegram, and also Instagram. Pretty much every single social media out there you can use. Even TikTok. TikTok is really good if you know how to utilize it correctly. But for stuff like YouTube, for example, on YouTube, you have influencers like this guy who can make you short about your coin and or videos. And look, 10K views off of one video, 12K views, 32K views, but they charge like what, $3, $4, $5,000 or more. This guy has 158K. He probably charges way more, but also depends based off of the views. But I will be honest, I have never experimented with paying influencers to promote a meme coin, but I do know people who have done that. So if you want to try this out, it could be good. But obviously, you want to do the same principle that you're going to do with Telegram, that you did with Telegram, analyzing channels, seeing, okay, he posted at 10 p.m. EST, and 1 minute past 10 p.m. EST, the coin blew up because he uploaded a video about it. And you want to see how many times that happened. So analyze like 10 to 20 YouTubers if you want to do it the YouTube way. But if not, you can use Twitter. And like I said, follow the people I'm following. Ozum Soul, go on following and follow everybody that I'm following, basically. Most people, at least. And I reverse engineered them, like I said, and they tend to do really well when they promote a coin. But get your own people as well, because everybody's going to be checking out my Twitter now. So you want to find your own people. And not only that, if you have your own spreadsheet, essentially, of people who do calls, who promote coins, and you see, okay, he promoted this one, and that coin sent to 10 mil, and it was at 1 mil, or it was at 500K. And if you have that information and nobody else does, or a very, very small group of people do, you've already got a massive edge over every single other normie launching meme coins. So you want to reverse engineer. But you also have Telegram, of course. It boils down to the same thing. Reverse engineer. Telegram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, every single platform you can think of, reverse engineer. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, reverse engineer. But yeah, let's move on to the next module of actually launching your new meme coin. Okay, Pump.Fun versus Raydium. So Pump.Fun is free to launch. You can buy your own supply off the market, but many people don't buy if the dev holds too much of supply or if snipers get in early. So it's challenging to practice supply control and tokenomics while also getting attention. But not really. If you have a bundler bot, then you can control the supply completely. But with a social following, it can gain traction very fast. So social following in your case would be influencers and go straight to Raydium. So it's definitely worthwhile. And I know this myself. Anyways, now the difference with Raydium compared to Pump.Fun is launching a coin on Raydium can be much more expensive essentially. But it can also solidify market trust and transparency. And what do I mean by market trust and transparency? Since most coins on Pump.Fun are scams most of the time, if you launch a coin on Raydium, it's more legit. It seems more legit. But the thing is, most people launch on Pump.Fun either way, and you have to lock your own money. So essentially, you have to create a liquidity pool, which we'll cover a little bit later on. And distributing tokens fairly can sometimes be what a project needs to get off the ground. But there are workarounds for this. So it really depends on what your budget is and what your plan is. But for 99% of coins, Pump.Fun is the way to go. It's the less riskiest in my opinion, but it also entirely depends. So that's the difference between Pump.Fun and Raydium. There's also ones like Meteora, stuff like that, but really only celebrities launch on those, and normal people don't get traction, even if a celebrity, even if an influencer promotes it, because an influencer and a celebrity are two different things. Like Donald Trump and some dude with 50K followers in crypto Twitter, quite of a big correlation between those two. So that is the difference between Pump.Fun and Raydium. Now let me show you how you can save $600 creating a liquidity pool for Raydium if you decide to launch on Raydium. How to create your open book market ID. So how to initialize a liquidity pool for something like $60 compared to $600. So on Discord.gg/Alpha Vault, I have a Raydium market ID channel, and it teaches and it's a full guide on how to create it for only $60. Because if you create it on Raydium, it will charge you $600 free Solana to initialize an LP. And the reason it costs that much is because it requires rent, essentially. It requires rent as in rent on the blockchain. So you're putting in Solana so the account can sort of be very, it's kind of complicated, but that's like the general idea. So when you launch a coin on Raydium, the traditional way of launching a coin, you create something called a liquidity pool to ensure your coin can be actively traded by people on the blockchain. To initialize an LP, liquidity pool, you create something called an open book market ID. If you create it via Raydium, they will charge you free Solana. However, there is a way to create it for cheaper. As you can see, we have a video right here where it shows that the liquidity pool was created for only 0.32 Solana and it fully works. You want to go on open book market, okay? So you can create it on DexLab or you can create it directly on open book tools. And for example, on DexLab right here, you want to input these exact values. So if you input these figures into open book market or any tool where you create the market ID, you will save yourself free Solana. Video above is proof that the market actually works and you just don't waste 0.32 Solana, but it has to be the exact numbers, okay? And the mint, the base mint right here, this is your coin address, okay? Don't copy the exact same one. This is the coin that you're initializing the LP on, basically. So that's how you create a liquidity pool for only $60. There's plenty more videos on how to create an actual coin for very cheap on Raydium. It's very, very simple. Just type it up. This is mainly a Pump.Fun training program, but I'm just showing you this so you at least know if you decide to go that way. So let's move on to the next segment, which is understanding liquidity. So you know what this actually is. Okay, understanding liquidity pools. So how a liquidity pool works is essentially you have two buckets. This is a very simple explanation. Each bucket is on a bar. The bar must balance. In one bucket is a real currency. So Solana, USDC, Ethereum, etc. And on the other is the meme coin. When people buy the meme coin on the second bucket, they put in some of the real currency into the bucket one, into the bucket of the real currency, and they take out some meme coins from the second bucket. The real currency bucket starts to fill up, and at this point, if you launch on Raydium, a shady developer could possibly do a few things. They can trade all their tokens for the total value of the real currency, eating all of the liquidity. The value of the meme goes to zero because there's a lot of meme on one side and no real currency on the other. They can remove trading for the coin by updating the contract. But with Pump.Fun, it also works like this, but Pump.Fun burns the LP. So I'll explain what that means, burning. That's a general concept of understanding liquidity pools. So there always has to be an equal amount, essentially. The starting Solana in liquidity pool will be the market cap of the coin times 2. So that's the general concept of liquidity pools. Let me now show you how locked/burn liquidity pools work. Okay, locked versus burned liquidity. So with locked, you can get back to Solana in the pool after a while. Example, you lock the LP to the liquidity pool for a year, and after a year, you can remove the entire liquidity pool. And burnt, you send liquidity pool tokens to a null address, aka an address which is like 111111111. It's not a real address, but the best way to burn is using Sol Incinerator. And with this, you connect your wallet and you can burn your liquidity pool tokens as well. But once you burn the tokens, so not lock, you can't get them back at all. aka the liquidity pool is burnt and will always remain burnt. If you burn, you won't be able to get back your LP. So that's the locked/burned liquidity pool simple explanation. It goes a bit deeper, but like I said, this is a Pump.Fun training program. Just search up videos on it if you're interested in creating a coin on Raydium. But that's essentially how it works. With Pump.Fun coins, the liquidity pool is always burned. Always burned. Anyways, let's move on to the next segment. But now we're at the part that you have been waiting for. How to bundle launch your coin successfully. And I'm going to show you how to do it live time. I'm going to create the coin, the Marley coin, just as an example, with the fastest bundler on the market and the cheapest one there is. This is Pump.Fun. Link in the description. This is by far the cheapest and the fastest bundler bot for Pump.Fun. And I'll be fully transparent. This is my project, which I have worked with a few other meme coin developers, but we've spent a lot of time working on this bot. And I mean a lot. This bot is lightning fast. I'm going to show you, but this is the website currently. The most powerful Solana bundler. These are our features, token creation. But the thing is, with most other bundlers, right, we've identified an issue where if you bundle launch a coin normally via other bundlers on BullX or on Photon, it shows a little rat icon, the insider icon, and nobody will buy your coin. So that's why we actually implemented a block 1 sniper feature where instead of the dev buy and the bundle buys being on block 0, we send the dev buy and the wallet buys at the exact same millisecond. So the dev wallet will be block 0, first transaction, and block 1 will be the bundled wallets. And that causes it to not look like a bundler. It doesn't have the little rat icons. I'm going to show you once we create our coin later on. But we have a wallet manager. You can have up to 28 buy wallets, including the dev wallet. So 29 wallets in total you can have with this bot, and customizability. And to get started fast, if you scroll down a bit more, this is a Telegram bot, but it's very, very fast and the cheapest on the market. You can launch new tokens easily. You have an image right here of Bundlebee working, advanced wallet manager, and these are our subscriptions. So other bundlers cost up to 15 or 20 Solana. They're really, really expensive. So we pride ourselves on the fact that we are the cheapest on the market and we are the fastest on the market. And I'm not just saying that because it's my product, because I've used Bundlebee myself multiple times and it is very, very fast. Weekly is 0.8 Solana per week. Monthly is 2.8 Solana. So that's already a 20% discount if you buy monthly. And lifetime, you have a 40% discount, which is 8 Solana. But if you don't want to fork out the cash for the lifetime or the monthly, you can get weekly. Scroll down a bit more. Fast Solana PumpFun bundler. We've tested this like a million times. And these are some reviews from people that have gotten Bundlebee for free. We've gave them Bundlebee access just to test it out to make sure it works fully. Damien, who's in my training program, said it's fastest bundler currently in the market. We have so many other reviews. So get started. Like I said, you want to purchase a subscription. So let's purchase the weekly subscription. And this will send you to our Telegram bot. Press start bot. You'll be met with this start menu right here. And you can read all of this, what all these buttons do. But if you go on launch, you need to have a subscription to create tokens, obviously. But if you don't want to fork out even 0.8 Solana for a launch, if you're not sure if it works, we have a demo launch feature where you can launch with 2 wallets total. So dev wallet and a buy wallet, which is going to be block 1 bundled for just 0.1 Solana, but with no auto comments. We also have a Git book for Bundlebee. So feel free to check that out as well if you are stuck or if you're not sure. But if you want more support, you can join the Alpha Discord, go in the channel, the dedicated Bundlebee channel, and we'll give you help there. But okay, to actually buy, if you click one of these buttons, it will automatically take you to the subscription page. And you have a subscription wallet address and a subscription wallet private key. So if you want to buy the weekly subscription, you want to send 0.8 Solana to this wallet. If you want a monthly, you send 2.8. If you want a lifetime, you send 8 Solana. But you can send as much as you want, so it keeps reoccurring essentially. So I'm going to send 0.8 Solana to this wallet right here real quick. All right, so if you press the refresh button, it'll show you the balance. I sent 0.82 just to cover transaction fees and whatnot. So we press subscribe weekly and it's processing the weekly subscription purchase. Let's give it a few seconds and boom, weekly subscription purchased successfully. Now if you go back, you can see we have a subscription. It expires in 7 days. So now we can actually start launching our coin. But first, before we do that, we need to create wallets. So first you want to create a dev wallet. And then after that, you want to create a fund wallet, or you can add an existing fund wallet. Next, you want to create buy wallets to use to purchase the token, and you can generate up to 28 buy wallets. But for this video, we're just going to use 6 for simplicity. But you can do 28. We've tested the 28. It works as smoothly as it does with 1, or the way that our bundler works. It doesn't matter how many wallets you're buying with. 6 successfully created 6 new buy wallets, and now you need to fund your wallets, obviously. So you want to copy the fund wallet, but you want to calculate how much you want to bundle. So 1 Solana is roughly 3.5%, but it goes a bit lower the more bundles you do, but roughly it's around 3.5%. Like I said, 3.5. So I'm just going to buy 3.5% because I don't want to rug anyone, obviously. Educational purposes only, boys. But you can block 1 bundle as much as you'd like. So I'm going to send 1 Solana to this wallet right here. So okay, we sent 1 Solana. If you go back, just go into wallets again. Okay, we have 1 Solana. So now you want to top up the dev wallet. You can either send it manually or you can transfer it from the fund wallet to the dev wallet. But it will create a transaction history link between the two wallets. So do as you wish. I recommend you send it manually, so there's no transaction history link, for example in the bubble maps. But I'm just going to transfer from the fund wallet to show you that, you know, it works, possible. Transfer fund wallet, and we're going to transfer 0.22 Solana to the dev wallet. Press enter, confirm, and it's processing the withdrawal, and withdrawal completed successfully. So okay, we have 0.22 Solana in the dev wallet and almost 0.8 Solana in the fund wallet. So now we want to distribute to our buy wallet, so we can obviously start bundling our coin. So press distribute to buy wallets. You already have 6 buy wallets. What would you like to do? Now you can either distribute to buy wallets, or you can add more buy wallets, up to 28 of course. You press add more buy wallets, you can type in the number, or we're just going to create with 6 buy wallets. Around 6 buy wallets, under 10 is the sweet spot. Anything over that's kind of pushing it in my opinion, although it is possible. And please enter the total amount of Solana to distribute among 6 buy wallets. And the minimum amount to distribute is 0.3 Solana, due to the fact that you need at least 0.5 Solana to actually buy on a buy wallet. It's how Pump.Fun is set up with bots and transaction fees and whatnot. So I'm just going to type in 0.779. Alright, so we have 0.779 Solana we're going to be distributing to these 6 buy wallets. And it's random, and it's basically RNG, so random number generated. And you can update it as many times as you like, so you get different values. And the reason we have it this way is if it's the same exact amount on every single wallet, people are going to tell it's bundled. It'll be very, very obvious. So update it as much as you want, you know, get it to be the right value for you. And then you want to press confirm, confirming, and it's processing the distribution. Let's give it a few seconds. Transaction has finalized. And okay, we have distributed almost 0.8 Solana onto the buy wallet. So we have 0.22 in the dev wallet. Fund wallet is basically cleared out because we distributed it. But now let me show you the comment bot. We have one of the fastest comment bots there are for Pump.Fun. We also have all these other features such as volume bot and bump bot. But let's cover comment bot first. So when you press commenter, you have this menu. Add comments to be sent to the token page. These comments will be sent automatically after the token is created, or can be manually sent using the send comments button. So add comments, send comments, and clear comments. First, we're going to add some comments, so please enter each comment on a new line. So let's send just a few comments. So sub to Zoom Wealth, like the video. So I just made 8 comments. Obviously want to think it through, but on Pump.Fun, every single coin has a ton of replies / comments in the description. Just LFG to the moon, LFG we holding and bonding. So you want to have comments where it's like, you know, hyping up the project essentially. But I'm just going to use these comments as an example, of course. Press enter and added 8 comments. And when you press send comments, you actually need to have a coin created. So let's do that real quick. So we're going to press launch. And in this menu, if you have multiple coins, it will show you and you'll be able to manage them. But if you haven't created any tokens before, press create a new token. And so create a new token. What is the name of your token? Official Marla. What is the symbol / ticker of your token? Marla. Obviously, you want to replace it with your token. I'm just using coin that I've made for this video. What is the description of your token? Just copy and paste. Get your description, paste it in. What is the image / GIF of your token as a file? So you want to send the image of the coin. Send. Make sure it's compressed. What is the Twitter link for your token? You can skip this, but I recommend you have a Telegram, a Twitter, and a website. So copy the Twitter link, paste it in. What is the Telegram link for your token? You want to get the portal of your coin, paste it in. What is the website link for your token? And okay, token info, official Marla. Double check everything. Make sure the name is right, the symbol, the description, socials, and make sure the buy plan is what you want it to be. So in total, we're buying on 6 buy wallets and dev wallet. Let's press confirm. Processing token creation. It can take up to 90 seconds to finalize. So just give it a few seconds, of course. And boom, it created the token. We have the entire menu here. We have information about our coin, official Marla, ticker, the token contract. You also have the Pump.Fun link, Photon, Bullex. Go on Pump.Fun real quick. Go right here. You can see we're currently at 6.2k market cap. And we can see that it did in fact bundle our launch. So with Bundle B, if we go on trades on Bullex, for example, you can see that our 6 bundle buys did in fact buy in, and there's no rat icon, so it doesn't show as an insider. For this, because this bot is an early block bundler, like I explained earlier, you want to make your transaction fee very high, or at least decently high, because the higher it is, the earlier you're going to get in. Hence, you can get up to, Bundlebee has the capability of making your bundles land on block 1 or block 2. But always, of course, look at the market conditions, go on sites like solscan.io, make sure the network is not congested, because if it is congested, it's going to be hard to launch your coin because, you know, network's going to be down. But okay, someone just bought in for 1.2 Solana, so you can sell percentages. or you can sell all, or the dev wallet. So I'm just gonna sell all, press confirm. Gotta do this real quick. This is for educational purposes, by the way, guys. I'm gonna refund this guy after, and boom, we lost a tiny amount on that because obviously need to market it more. Only one guy bought in with 1.2 Solana. Considering that we paid a lot for transaction fees and we only bought in with under a Solana, like 0.8, this is not bad. If you bundle with more, if you market your coin, like I said, I didn't market this coin for obvious reasons, but if you want to get help on how to, you know, make your project become bigger, that's how you bundle. You can sell dev percentages, like I said, but if we go back, you can remove the token if it's no longer needed, and you can create a new one. So let me press remove token. Alright, so actually there's also a commenter feature on Bundlebee. As you can see, you can add comments, we sent to the token page. And once we press add comments, you can, you know, paste in comments. So I have a few right here, paste them in. And if you press enter, as you can see, it added in 6 comments. Go back, view comments, and it shows you the current loaded comments. You want to go back, send comments, then select the coin to post the comments on. And it's posting the comments, and just give it a few seconds and it will post the comments. And boom, successfully posted 6 out of 6 comments. If we go back, we can actually clear the comments as well. So let's just do that, and boom, all comments have been cleared. And as you can see, we got this wow coin, and if you scroll down, we can see that we got the comments, and they all commented within just a few seconds. And our comment bot is guaranteed to work. We use a special method for these comments where Pump.Fun cannot ban the IPs essentially for these comments. As you can see, Dev is going to Dubai, Dev is dogs. So that's the comment bot. We also have a bump bot and a volume bot we're working on, and as usual, link in the description for Bundlebee. You have gotten to the end of the training program. You should now know exactly how to market a coin, how to do every single step. And I have a bunch more videos just like this. But before we go, like I said, check out the insider group down in the description below. It's completely free. Just off of one coin, I made $8,000. The group ate way better than me. As you can see, it went from 230K down to 140. And I only made it go from about 145 to about 90. But anyways, boys, thank you so much for watching this video. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Shalom.
Subscribe to the below. All right, thank you so much, brother.